identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then, go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Come join everyone from 96.5 The Fan on Friday, March 28th at Hollywood Casino for the Royals Roundtable with Michael Massey, Kyle Isbell, and Josh Bernier. We'll have a Q&A starting at 6 o'clock, followed by a meet and greet with the players. The event is free and open to the public, so come hang out with all of us at Hollywood Casino on Friday, March 28th for the Royals Roundtable. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Royals and Guardians on opening day right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
It all begins today. It is Thursday, March 20th. The date is irrelevant, but the day is not. Your tournament, your brackets, they all go live today. No more excuses. You're out of them. Quit pondering who you're going to take to the Final Four. Just do it.
You're an expert by now.
Yeah. Figure it out.
You've got this.
You know more than the next guy that knows more about what he thinks you know right now. Today is tomorrow.
One of the best days in sports, baby.
It is.
One of the best 3 or 4 days.
One of the best weekends.
Yep.
Because it doesn't stop.
Nope.
And obviously, gosh, these headphones suck. Like the cord, like you can't hear anything.
The cord, yeah, it's happening.
This is the worst.
It's like the ports.
One of the worst purchases I've ever bought in my entire life are these effing headphones. You have to like get it just right. You gotta like find that spot. And you're never gonna find it. You might get lucky for like 4 seconds and then you'll lose it. Like everything else.
Yep.
There it is. There. No.
No.
And
sorry.
it's gone.
Yeah, never mind.
And then it's to the point where it's like, just stop.
It's
just go.
over.
It's over.
Let's be done.
Nice try.
Well, you can.
These are so annoying.
You can get some new headphones because of that bet that you owe.
Oh yeah, you're a funny guy. Yeah.
It's just a segue.
It's not really how. Literally the worst. This is the worst.
Is it coming in and
ever.
out of the audio?
I literally cannot hear a thing.
It's the worst. No, that's very
And
frustrating.
everybody at the station has these freaking headphones. Do they do it to you too?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the port or the headphones, but yeah.
Yeah, like it's terrible.
It's constant. I'll walk over there and be like,
yeah, and it's like, what'd you say?
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Exactly.
It's not that I'm not listening. I really can't hear. Like I'm literally 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the show, and I'm trying to find the M spot for this mic, these headphones, the H spot. Ain't gonna find it. By the time I use, like my hand's gonna be tired.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
And then it's gonna be like, all right, I'm sorry, I'll do some research. I'm over it.
I'll do some.
I'm gonna go get some cookies and milk. Maybe that'll do it. Because you're not. Just work on it. I'll just. Just so annoying. I literally can't hear an effing thing.
The research thing. We've all been there.
Yeah, researching it, how to like get there. Oh, for sure.
We've all been there.
Practice on a peach. And remember, fellas, practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Because what you're describing, I seriously believe, does not exist. Not even Indiana Jones can find it. But no, brutal segue there because Man, nothing gets you. And again, I know how like nobody cares about your betting. Like I understand that. Like I'm not here to tell you like here's what happened to me last night. When I actually go say here's what happened to me last night.
But it was brutal.
It kind of
was. It's
like,
worth discussing.
Because like sometimes I don't really necessarily understand if like 'cause you know how like sometimes you have that one guy who bets of course doesn't hit. And like dude, you're just biased. You really want your bet to hit. But last night, you know, because I try to like preamp myself, you know, for the tournament to kind of understand like what am I looking forward in, like what bets do I like. I don't necessarily bet anything prop wise unless it's somebody that I know or that I've like followed. Like today, Missouri and Kansas will play, so I'll probably have like a prop bet on like Caleb Grill if they'll allow it. Now,
yeah, come on.
luckily they haven't the last couple games, and he's been absolutely trash. So he's got to figure something out. And again, we will dive into all things madness today because that is the day.
That's it.
And if someone's like, dude, can you please talk about like the Sky Moore video yesterday? No,
Never.
no. It's cringe. He looks like he's ready to go. Yeah, his leg work has always been great.
Yep.
It's his hand work and his mind work. But no, it is a huge day in college basketball, sports, and all that sort of stuff because last night, right, we had another 2 rounds of playing games. And I take Mount St. Mary or whatever the hell that school was.
Yep.
Great uniforms.
Oh, they were great. Yeah.
And they were 2.5 point dogs. So I took that.
Versus American.
You know? And the over-under in the game was like 129.5. And I'm like, anything under 130, so rule of thumb, anything under 130, I always take the
You're
over.
popping over. Okay.
Anything over 165, I tend to take the under. So if you want some strategy that I like to have during March Madness, I like the under if it's 165 or 165.5 under. Because I mean, think about it, right? If it's 170, they've got to score 75 points each. That's a lot of points. I mean, that's only 150? 75, 75? That's only 150.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they have to go beyond that. They got to go 80-80. Or, for instance, another bet that I like, depending on what the 1 versus 16 is, not the spread, because it'll always be like 23.5, 31.5, like when Auburn plays whoever, take the over in that situation. Because that over-under, and I don't know what it is, we'll look at them today, but let's say the over-under in the Duke versus which playing team they play, let's say that game is like 156.5. Duke's going to score 95.
So you're like, okay, can
this team
get
score
60?
60? That's still a 35-point win. They cover the spread, and they go. So anyways, let's get to the bet. Okay, I don't know why Siri's going on, but didn't even say Siri, but she's here.
Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So last night, take Mount St. Mary, take them plus 2.5, and I take the over of 129.5.
Yep.
That gets hammered, right? There was like 80 points combined at halftime. So we hit that 2-leg of a 4-leg parlay because we have the evening showing going on.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
So the evening, I take the over in Texas versus
Xavier,
and it's 151.5. I do a tad bit of research. I go to Score Mobile. Anybody can do this. I go to Team Stats. Texas averaging 80.8 in the SEC. Okay. Xavier averaging like 79 point whatever. Okay, these guys could easily get to 150. Let's do it. Over easily hits. The other bet I had was Texas plus 3.5. I don't know if you watched this game. Texas led the entire game.
Whole game. Texas
was up 13 with 7 minutes left. I didn't give a rip if they lost. And then some ass clown texts me at 8:15. He goes, just took Xavier money line. Let's go. Who I've already sent 3 different texts to about how the bet's looking. Because at halftime of that game, Texas was like minus 7.5, and the over-under was like 166. I'm sitting in my robe with my nice bedtime tea with a little whiskey and honey in there, little limone.
Nice.
Your boy had a little bit of an allergy attack the other day. Had a heart attack last night. Texas ends up losing by 6 in the final minute.
So sorry.
A backdoor cover.
Insane.
Slap across your face, give a rip about your bet. Here's March and it's madness all in one. Welcome to Thursday morning, Dusty Likens in Kansas City. Damn glad to have you.
And I will never bet on Texas again.
Well, I can't because they got eliminated.
Yeah, eliminated.
That's right. So it's always fine.
And
it's
they
always
choked.
fun. It's always a great time. So today, obviously, there's tons of action, right? It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, a lot of room to chase.
Yeah,
a lot
you do.
of room to chase.
And I guess the positive out of that story is the fact that it is, I got a bonus bet, right? It was a bonus bet where if you don't win, they give you a free one. So that's what I will use to make some obscure parlay today, where I'll take all the first slate of games.
Yep.
And I'll just do over, under, and then I'll probably parlay something with KU and Missouri because they play tonight. I'll look around, see what that over is at Missouri. Drake, I think that'll be a number that you got to hit. Missouri doesn't play defense. Drake can score a lot of points. By the way, do you know there's a lot of local ties to Drake? Yeah, it's a cool story. Their coach, used to coach at Northwest Missouri State. Yeah.
Dang, that's very cool.
Yeah, they play in the same conference as my alma mater, the Mules. Snouts out, roll stable.
Snouts out.
So, yeah, that game will be interesting. We'll see what Caleb Grill. We'll see if he has any props. Hunter Dickinson, I think we're good for 20 and 10.
Yeah, double-double.
I mean, if you can't give me a double-double in the first round of the tournament, I know you're playing Louisville.
Or Arkansas.
I know you're playing Arkansas, SEC.
SEC.
But again, Hunter Dickinson, you should be able to get, I don't know, maybe we do 15 and 10, 15 and 11, and we take the over, right? Maybe that's what we do. Because just going quickly, right, looking at it right now, Arkansas, Missouri, over under 145.5. I'm taking the over. You look at Missouri, Drake. Look at that, 132.5. Over.
Over, yeah.
Take both overs and then do whatever you want with the props. I would say Caleb Grill. Like, for instance, here would be like my quick guess parlay with Missouri, Kansas at the same one. I would take over in Kansas, Dickinson to have, if there's just one bet of it on DraftKings, like a double-double, I would say yes. So I take the over and yes, or I would do the over 15 and 10 for Hunter Dickinson. So there's a 3-leg in that one.
That's plus 266.
You can do the double-double?
I did 15 and 10.
Okay, and,
But I can look at that, yeah.
and the over?
And the over, plus 266.
Now add over Mizzou and Drake, Caleb Grill 3 threes.
Let's get there once my app starts working. I mean, that already, if you're just wanting to bet the KU game, that already is a pretty.
I want more. I have a bonus bet.
Saying for somebody else, but
No.
yes, no, just about me.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you say you wanted?
So
you want
the over of 132.5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a low over under. Unless Drake just plays amazing defense, but Missouri doesn't.
And then you want Grill over.
I just want Grill 3 or more threes.
Don't know if they're going to give me that.
Really?
They're not going to give me threes. They'll give me his over on points, which is
9. Well, give me what's his over under on points? 11.
12.5.
Take it.
Okay.
What's that come out to?
Plus 995.
How you doing?
Yep. So 10 for 100 right there.
Yeah. So like that.
I like that. Here we go.
Grill's got to hit 3 threes.
I'm going to screenshot this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to run this by our boy Alex Gold, who's coming on the show
Yeah.
at 9:30. He's going to do some betting previews. Let's run that by and let's see how he likes that.
Somebody says, Dusty, is Drake a lock over Mizzou? See, I'm the opposite. Everybody's taking Drake.
Yeah, it's scary.
And this isn't any bias. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't really root for a college team, to be honest with you, other than Deion Sanders. But I will say that I think what I saw yesterday at least, the most bet on game as of right now is everyone taking Drake.
Jeez.
Plus 3.5 or whatever it
yeah.
is, or 6.5.
Yeah, that makes me scared.
And then, somebody says, Drake is good, Dustman. They have me worried. Please talk this down for me. Again, they don't play in the SEC. I understand they're good. These kids play in the SEC. Missouri has kids that transfer from Duke.
Mm-hmm.
These kids have kids that transfer from Missouri, Northwest Missouri State. Okay? I understand they're good. They're playing with house money. Drake is. But let's not forget where Mizzou came from and the year Mizzou had. And everybody's taking Drake. I will zig where everybody else zags. That's just a common thing. We'll also ask Alex Gold about that at 9:30 as well, here on 96.5 The Fan. It is Mac Morey. It is Dusty Likens, and you are listening to Fescoe and Dusty. But when we come back, we get to the point of the South region. We will fill out our brackets with you and talk about it with you. It is the opening day to the biggest tournament in the United States. It is the March Madness kickoff today. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, guys, generally we hear talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues. Today I want to talk about love, because love is the best reason to get treated for ED. And ED, as you know, is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. Heartland Men's Health has treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is treating guys right now in Kansas City, so schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in your office, the visit is free. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Here's a question. Would you take your storm-damaged car to a body shop that only did bumpers? Of course not. So why call just a roofing company after your entire home or business goes through a storm? Get more than a roofer. Get an experienced restoration team. Get PAC Construction Services. We're seasoned construction professionals and, are you ready? Former insurance adjusters. Our 100 years of diverse and specialized experience means faster repairs, fewer hassles, and fewer delays. Our emergency response team is on call 24/7 for storm damage, fire, water, and even mold restoration. Veteran-owned, Kansas City trusted. No one will care more for your home or business inside and out than we will. We're ready when you need us. Visit PacKC.com and schedule a free inspection. With KC's recent storm history, there's a good chance you could already have covered damage. Find out today at PacKC.com. That's PACTKC.com.
I'll tell you what, my friends at Foaling have got the perfect activity planned for you tonight. It's Bar League Jeopardy. Yeah, you better believe it. Every Monday night, they do Bar League Jeopardy at 7 o'clock, and it's free to play with weekly prizes. Plus, it's hosted by the trivia aficionados at Geeks Who Drink and their very own Jeopardy champ, Pat Kerr, who also tends bar at Foaling. It's an audio-visual experience that feels like you stepped right into the game of Jeopardy. You'll play it from your phone. You'll have a ton of fun. You'll enjoy their world-class bar that has a beer selection second to none, and you can bring your own food, or you can order from anywhere and have it delivered to Foaling. Plus, they have rotating Jeopardy-themed drink specials and features every Monday night. So get into Foaling tonight and play the Bar League Jeopardy, and more importantly, take advantage of Foaling and see what it's all about. It is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You set up the pins just like you're going to bowl, but instead, you're throwing the football at them. You're knocking them down, and you're having the time of your life. Reserve a lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com. Or just stop by at 435 and State Line and get your foal on.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEBNOW1. That's Web Now 1.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups 250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March Matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Shane Company engagement rings are expertly crafted to fit both your style and your lifestyle.
My wife's an artist and works with her hands. Shane Company helped me create a ring that's beautiful and sleek. She loves it.
Shane Company rings are crafted with care using high-quality materials, and we set each center stone by hand in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store. We also protect your ring, including the center stone, with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Let us help you find your perfect ring, in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Missouri side 70 westbound from 470 into downtown is a 15-minute drive. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, locally owned and family operated from the start in 2012. Call Connolly at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! When you hear that, that means we're getting ready to go over a certain region. We start in the southern region, the South.
The South.
The dirty South. The dirty.
I do declare.
Yeah. Probably to me, the easiest bracket, the little easiest quadrant. I think that's what they call it, right? Maybe not. Nobody calls it that anymore.
Easiest region?
Region.
It's quad one win. I don't know.
Quads are always the worst thing to work out at the gym.
Ugh. Yeah.
You hate it.
And they get the most sore, too.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll start with the obvious. Auburn, they're winning.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
To start the morning.
I think Auburn takes that. We both agree there?
I'm in.
Okay. Moving on to Louisville versus Creighton.
This is a fun game. First game of the day. First game of the weekend.
Louisville.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, but I think it's going to be a good game. I always root for Coach McDermott. I love him and Doug together. That was a fun year.
Did you see Doug's post the other day on X, formerly known as Twitter?
I did not.
It's a picture of Creighton. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Two girls are on each side of him. And then he quote tweeted and said, "That was a long night."
Let's go. What a G.
Dougie Buckets.
What a G.
Who was that? Who had that? Whose nickname was that? Jimmy Buckets? Was that Jimmer Fredette?
Yeah, Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets. So we have Auburn.
And then Jimmy Butler stole it.
Mm-hmm. And also stole Karl Anthony Towns' girlfriend and told him about it and said, do something. And then proceeded to scrimmage everybody in a Rolex and street clothes and still win.
Still win.
Supposedly. That's a story that's true. So we have Auburn and Louisville winning their games. Upset alert.
Okay.
I got Michigan losing. That's my first 12 over a 5.
Okay.
So I've got UC San Diego upsetting Michigan in the South region for a 12 versus a 5 matchup, which seems to happen once or twice in the opening games of the weekend or of the Thursday, Friday. We seem to see a 12 upset of 5. I like this 12 over this 5 in Michigan. I think the Big Ten, I think Michigan's playing good, right? They got to the championship game.
They got hot at the right time.
Right.
If you look at the complete picture, it hasn't been like they've had a great season.
Right. And they got hot late.
Yep.
Kind of scares me. Little flash in the pan. Everybody's an expert right now. So I'm taking an upset here. Shot in the Dark. Great song by John Mayer on Sob Rock. UC San Diego over Michigan. What do you got there?
Going to go with Michigan, but a little apprehensive. Had for a second that as my 12, but because of our next matchup, I'm going with the favorite in Michigan.
Okay, so I'm taking A&M in that matchup. You're taking Yale?
I think I'm taking Yale.
SEC over everyone just no longer exists.
Just no longer exists with this matchup.
So I have UC San Diego and A&M advancing in that little segment. Dude, I'm taking middle finger UNC right here.
Okay.
Barely got in. Just so happened the planets aligned for their AD to be the head of the committee this year. Didn't get to be in the room with the discussions of their team, but they get in. They absolutely blew the bricks off the team they played. Wasn't even close. They go in as the 11th seed. They beat San Diego State. They play Mississippi. I'm taking UNC in this one. I'm taking that story. Because it's going to be that weekend story where they go into Saturday and everybody goes, UNC wasn't even supposed to be here. And now they're shooting outrageously from the arc. They can't miss. They're hot. They're pissed off.
They're pissed
UNC.
off. Exactly.
Here we go. 11 seed upsets the number 6 seed Mississippi in that game. I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people will take UNC in that. Or they have taken UNC.
I think you're exactly right. And I think it's almost like some people are like, yeah, the energy of North Carolina is going to overtake this pretty much kind of mediocre at best team. But they've gotten hot at the right time. They had a great game last week or 2 days ago or whatever it was. I'm going to go with Ole Miss mainly because she went to Ole Miss. So I got to kind of go for SEC right here. But it's going to be a good game.
Did you ever go watch those those rallies with the guys in the overalls do the weird? Or that's
A&M. That's the Yale leaders.
That's
yeah.
Moving on, we have Iowa State, the 3 seed versus Lipscomb.
I'm going Iowa State
Do
here.
you know where Lipscomb University is? Come on now. You ought to know this.
I know.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Duh. I live right next to it.
Private nonprofit school.
Yes. I don't know why I blinked there.
Yeah, so I have Iowa State winning that game. I think Iowa State's good. They could be really scary in a tournament. They run fast. They shoot well. But again, they're the team. If they go cold, we're in trouble. But I have Iowa State winning that game against Lipscomb.
Yep, same here.
Okay. We move on to Marquette versus New Mexico. I have Marquette winning.
Yep.
Marquette just always seems to be that tournament team.
Yes.
I know Dwayne Wade's not there anymore.
Of course.
But they always seem to be like, here's Marquette. Once again. Okay, you played Marquette, beat him. Had Dwayne Wade.
Not to touch a sore subject, but I kind of feel that way about Xavier sometimes during tournament time. They have that sort of vibe. It's like, okay, this is a basketball school.
Right.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, I have Iowa State. I have Marquette beating New Mexico. And then I have Tom Izzo beating Bryant.
Kobe.
Yeah. R.I.P. I have Michigan State winning that game. So we'll go from bottom up on this side. So then I have Michigan State beating Marquette. I have Michigan State going to the Sweet 16 and playing Iowa State. I think that's a fun matchup. Because I have Iowa State beating UNC. That's where their luck runs out. I think Iowa State's a better team, obviously. I think UNC has a good first 2 games. They shock everybody. Then they get to Saturday, and all of a sudden it's like, now they're actually playing some talent. I think Iowa State gets to the Sweet 16 and gets into the next weekend and plays Michigan State.
I'm going to go Ole Miss beating Iowa State. I'll have Michigan State there in the Sweet 16 with Tom Izzo, but I'll go SEC OE with that Iowa State game.
Okay. UC San Diego versus A&M. I have A&M winning that game. A&M gets to the Sweet 16 and they play Auburn. I think Auburn beats Louisville. I think a lot of people have that as like the number 1 seed going down because that game is going to be in Lexington, which is right down the road from Louisville, bourbon capital of the world. But I have Auburn and A&M playing in the Sweet 16 in that region, and Iowa State and Michigan State playing in the Sweet 16 in that region. I have Auburn winning, going to the Elite Eight, and playing Michigan State in the Elite Eight. Dynamite matchup.
Okay, yeah, that is dynamite, and I think I'm going to have that same thing, except I get there a little bit differently. Our brackets diverge here. I've got Louisville beating Auburn in that second round in Lexington. I'm going with that popular upset pick.
Upset alert.
Upset alert, and then I've got Michigan, so I'll have Michigan beating Louisville in that Sweet 16 matchup. And as you said, it's Tom Izzo and it's Michigan. In the
I don't
Elite
want to
Eight.
say that's the bracket breaker game because I think a lot of people will have Auburn losing that game
They will.
because of the home court advantage and the Louisville seeding of an 8 seed should
Which
have been
makes
the
it
5.
scary. And they should have been a 5, exactly.
Should have switched places with Michigan, but Michigan had a good run towards the end. Louisville gets disrespected a little bit. They get to play close to home. I think a lot of people will have that upset. I don't think it happens. I just think Auburn's too big.
Yeah, Auburn's great. No, I get it. And I mean, you mentioned earlier this week, they have the second best player in the country right now.
Auburn reminds me a lot of that Maryland team that beat Kansas in the Final Four. They had like Wilcox and Blake and all those guys, and Wilcox was just bigger than everybody and just goes down low. That's Broom, the number 2 player of the year, right behind Cooper Flag.
It's so important in the tournament when things are going rough to say, okay, we need a bucket. And Janai Broom is maybe the best in the NCAA right now at that.
So our Elite 8 matchup, and that is, for me, Auburn versus Michigan State. Hello, Tom Izzo, my dear friend, with another chance to go to another Final Four. It does not happen. Auburn in the South takes that trophy and goes to the Final Four, as my first Final Four team is Auburn, as we discussed earlier in the week. We are now officially to Thursday where everything gets chaotic and begins. I have Auburn making it to the Final Four out of the South region.
Out of the South,
That's
Auburn
right.
and Bruce Pearl. I will take my guy, Tom Izzo. He'll reach, I believe it would be his 9th Final Four since 1999, beating in-state rival Michigan.
So a 2 seed in your Final Four already, and I have a 1 seed in Auburn.
Yeah, which I can't dog you for that, right? I mean, Auburn has been incredible all season. But they have had a rough last 5 or 6 games. I believe 2-4 in their last 6 games.
Yeah. So that is our South region. By the way, we won't do the thanks coach, but we will do a sounder for bracket expert. And when you hear this, that means we got a text from a bracket expert.
Yes.
Coming in hot from the text line.
Lasers.
Again, not making fun of anybody.
No.
From the 816, Iowa State's best player is hurt and not playing in the tournament. Got hurt in the Big 12 tournament. His name is Keyshawn Gilbert. They got other players.
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah.
I did read something about that. I thought he was questionable 816. I don't know. But you know more than me, obviously.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
So, like we said, everybody's an expert today.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
It is.
You got guys who haven't watched basketball sending me Ken Palm rankings and their takes on the selection Sunday. I'm like, you haven't watched a minute.
Expert analysis coming in hot with the lasers. Because, you know, that reminds me of the stormtroopers that never hit anything.
It's my favorite, dude.
Yeah.
That's that sound.
So Iowa State's best player is out, which means they could lose to Lipscomb, apparently. Not happening. That'd be a massive upset.
That'd be huge.
That'd be Bradley beating KU.
Good for Lipscomb making the tournament, though. That's awesome.
Sure. So that is our South region there here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey. Dusty Likens with you on 96.5 The Fan.
Yeah, we'll just do one of these every hour, right?
Top of every hour or middle of every hour, somewhere in the hour, we will do our each quadrant, each region, and by the end of it, we'll have our national champions selected, and that's how it works. Because I know a lot of you are probably either put your bracket together or you're listening to us going, dude, did you know that like North Carolina wasn't supposed to make the turn? Did you not watch the game against? Yes, I did. Against San Diego State and absolutely rolled them. But yeah. Mac has Michigan State, the 2 seed in the Final Four out of the South region. I have Auburn, the 1 seed in the Final Four out of the South region.
That South region feels like it's going to be a 1 or a 2 seed. Doesn't feel like it's like upset run there in that region. But it's hard to tell which region is, right?
Right. And don't forget, Mac and I, if you want to come hang out,
yes,
we're going to be at Jefferson's in Lenexa, hanging out with our guy Nick Price. Going to have some wings, some curly fries, some ranch, a couple burritos.
Yes.
So if you want to come out to Jefferson's in Lenexa, that's where we will be at today after the show. We'll put all our degenerate bets in, then we'll head out to the Lenexa location. So you already answered the question that we have upcoming, which is when will the number 1 seed go down? Or I guess when will the first number 1 seed bite the dust? We know there's only been one time in the history of the tournament where all 4 number 1 seeds have made it to the Final Four.
Yep.
2008.
And I saw this year, Jay Bayless has all 4 number 1 seeds in his bracket.
This just doesn't happen anymore.
I know.
It's not going to. It's only happened once. And the way that the transfer works and the way that NIL has worked, college basketball has just gotten even more mad. Like, this is a complete just crapshoot, right?
Well, yeah, you've got a kid on Grand Canyon who went to KU and transferred and now plays in Grand Canyon. And, you know, you've got A lot of kids on Drake, by the way. A lot of local kids on Drake that have transferred
Their
there.
coach used to coach at Northwest Missouri State.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, things have changed. The landscape could be a little more even than it used to be.
Yeah. So you have Auburn losing.
In that second round, yep.
Yeah. I think my number one seed that goes first is going to be Florida.
Wow.
And I was riding high on Florida.
You were.
But
I mean, a lot of people are.
But the reason why I say that is a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, have Florida winning the national title. They looked really good in that SEC championship.
Yep, them and Duke are the number one picks.
Right. They looked really, really good.
That's amazing.
They're big, they're fast. But again, we talked about this earlier with Drake and Missouri, with a lot of people taking Drake because you probably have a lot of people that listen in Kansas that want to see Missouri lose. I don't. I want the dream matchup. I want KU versus Mizzou. And we'll dive into that a lot today because both those teams play, local teams. Everybody's watching those games. They play perfectly at the same time, essentially, today in the first round of the games. But I think Florida's the one that goes down first. But I do think one seeds have deep runs. Like, I don't think Florida's going to lose to Oklahoma in the second round or Connecticut. I don't think they're going to lose to Texas Tech, who I think will be in that Sweet 16 matchup against them. That's a good game. That's big size, speed against each other. But
coaching,
But I could see them running into St. John's, who obviously we have the flyer on winning the entire thing. So a little bit of bias there. But I mean, I think that's like a brutal matchup for them in the Elite Eight. Or the final, the Elite Eight. I think that'd be a big matchup, and I think that could be the first one.
Man, I'm getting scared from St. John's a little bit. I'm just getting scared off the more I've learned about them as a team, and it's just like I think it's stylistically they're not the team that I like because they.
But who leads that team?
Well, it's the Don,
right?
It's the Godfather.
And that's one thing that I always put into perspective is like it's kind of like baseball throughout the regular season. Managers are relevant. 162 games doesn't really need to be vital in those games.
True.
Come playoff time, got to be a manager. Got to know when to pull a guy, when to get the right guy up in the bullpen, when to make the switch in the lineup, when to have the right pinch hitter come up, know your matchups. The head coach becomes, or the manager in baseball at the time, becomes a little bit more vital in the playoffs. Come to the tournament. Is there a run that gets started? Can that coach call a timeout, drop the right play, execute the right player, and get them out? And make them somebody that they're different. Because X's and O's become very, very important when it comes to the tournament. And that's why you see guys like Tom Izzo go to 8 Final Fours. You see Bill Self be that guy in the tournament. Like, has Kansas been rough all year? Absolutely. Could they turn it on because of what they have at head coach in the tournament? 1,000%. But I could see a Florida team run into a St. John's because of Pitino. Maybe at one point he's down 12, right? And all of a sudden, they get in the second half, they readjust at halftime, Pitino sees something, and all of a sudden it's like,
start
here
pressing,
comes St. John's,
here's a zone.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get that. The knowledge, the IQ, he's forgotten more about basketball than you or I will ever know. It's one of those things with Rick Pitino. Also, something that I was looking at in that region, we'll get to the West later, obviously, but that St. John's, you mentioned them, obviously they'll win that first matchup. I mean, knock on wood, they'll beat Omaha. If Arkansas beats Kansas, if that were to happen, I was kind of looking at that. I was like, oh, wow. Calipari versus Pitino. You've got the two greatest coaches in Kentucky history battling. That's going to be awesome. That's the storyline that March Madness brings. And, of course, there's so many storylines in the bottom of that West, right? Because that's the KU-MU. You brought that up. KU could win. MU could win. They could meet in the Sweet 16. But, of course, if that doesn't happen, Arkansas versus St. John's in the second round. That's fun. You got the two Dons. Oh.
Somebody just said more lasers. Sorry.
Okay, just in general, more lasers?
Yeah. From the 913, Dusty, can you speak in a Diddy Matthews voice all day just for blanks and giggles? No.
All day?
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it.
No, you can't overdo it.
But yeah, so I mean,
Denny calling basketball, that'd be great.
Yeah. Could you imagine like if a team hit a buzzer beater? Yeah. There's the 3-point shot from half court and gone is the other team. Game over. Ryan with the scores. So yeah, a lot of action today. That's what my first number one seed is out. Max already told his. He thinks Auburn gets beat second round against Louisville, which I think that's either a bracket buster or a bracket saver. I think there's going to be a lot of people that take that upset. I think a lot of people will take that Auburn loss on the road, basically. But again, that wasn't really evident last night. I think Texas basically puked it away because Xavier played like 30 minutes away from home last night in Dayton, and they were nowhere to be seen the entire game. And there were flashes where the crowd got behind them.
Yeah, at the end of the game, obviously.
Yeah, when things started to turn for the worst for your boy. But
so sorry.
No, you're good. But I think the one reason why, and again, everybody becomes an expert, Louisville got shafted. They shouldn't have been an 8 seed. They should have been a 5. And they're playing close to home. And Auburn's the 1 seed with all the pressure. But if Auburn survives that game, and that's their scare,
it's true.
Then what? Then those people that took that Auburn win are like, all right, there's my Final Four team. 913-586-7965. Somebody says A&M out of the South.
Wow.
That'd get you a lot of points.
Twice now.
That would get you a lot of time.
SECOE? I mean, that's what that is.
No doubt about it.
A&M's good. I really like. They're feisty.
Because that's the other thing, too, is like a lot of people see, like, this is one thing I will say, and again, I'm not an expert, but like, you see records, right? Like, I think Drake was like 30-3.
Yes.
They play in the Missouri Valley, right? So, I mean, like, what? There's 3 good teams in the Missouri Valley. There's 14 in the SEC. So, like, that's why a lot of times when KU get in the past, they would play that brutal non-con schedule, right? And everyone's like, well, they have RPI number 1. They're a 2 seed. But look at what they play. They kind of geared themselves up for this moment. There's times where they were down by 5 with 2 minutes left, call a timeout, and they end up winning by 2. They have this sort of – because, look, we all know what it is. The clock speeds up. The clock keeps going. It gets more intense in these games. So – from the 6-6-0, Louisville might not even get out of their first game. Creighton is no slouch. Can't believe that's an 8-9 matchup. I'm with you on that take with the 8-9 matchup. I can't believe that either. But again, that might be the best matchup of the day.
It's probably why they put it first, right? Lock you in at 11-15. Here's a good, intense matchup.
Yeah, give you a good appetizer. Here's your wings to start.
Yes, exactly.
It isn't oysters. There's no shot at oysters. It's not a wise choice for apps.
Can you get Rockefeller oysters not in New Orleans? I was thinking about that. Is that the only place you can get them?
Once I had Rocky Mountain oysters, and I was in the bathroom for about 45 minutes. Raul Ibanez digs in, slider, low away, 1-0 count. Royals down 4-0 in the third.
I'll take that as a no.
No. Coming up on the other side, it's not movie questions, it's not music questions, it's not how old were you when this happened. It's does Mac know where these teams exist in the geography set of the NCAA? My over-under is 1.5 for Mac Morey. 1.5 on the geography test, which we do as we dive into the March Madness tournament. Shout out to Mr. Maloney. You're one hell of a guy. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, spring is officially here. It's going to be a beautiful week, and that means you're going to start looking at your yard, and you're going to start saying, I got to do something about this. Well, you're going to do what I did this year, and you're going to call the professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and they're going to come out, and they're going to take care of your lawn. Why do it yourself? Because quite honestly, we don't know what we're doing, but the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control went to college for this. They're college-educated professionals, and they're going to get the job done right the first time. I can't wait for them to come out to my house and tell me what I need to do to make my lawn look great. In fact, they're not going to tell me what to do. They're just going to take care of it and do it themselves because they've been doing it since 1985, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And like I said, since 1985, they've been veteran-owned, serving Kansas City. Right now, if you mention this ad, you'll get a free estimate and up to half off your first application. So you want to expect the best. You don't want to wait. You want to visit them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
FanDuel is turning the excitement up even higher for college basketball this March. Through the first 2 rounds of the tournament, bet on the lowest winning seed of the day, and you'll win a share of $1 million in bonus bets. Now, that's an upset you will not be upset about. FanDuel is the best place to bet on the tournament. You can bet on everything from point spreads, money lines, and team totals, and so much more. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to download America's #1 sportsbook app today and back your dog of the day, because in March, anything can happen. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Winning pre-live money line wager on lowest seed required. Each $1 million jackpot to be split evenly among all eligible winners. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
The last thing I want to do this March is get off the couch during the tournament to get food. So I'm letting Hy-Vee come to me. Hy-Vee makes it so easy. With their aisles online, I can order my groceries right from my phone and never miss a play. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com and choose your store and select your items. Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick up my order or have it delivered to my home. Save time, save money, and see every buzzer beater. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
3, 2, 1. It's mid-March. Time to pick your bracket, stock the fridge, and get ready for the dance. The Hy-Vee Market Grill is ready too, with smoking hot deals on your barbecue favorites. It's a slam dunk when you serve pulled pork sliders 2 for $3, a full slab of St. Louis-style ribs just $12.99, and boneless chicken wings just $6.99 a pound. Add Hy-Vee coleslaw and potato salad for a buzzer-beating finish. Don't miss the Hy-Vee Market Grill Smokeout Thursday through Sunday at your Kansas City area Hy-Vee.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups 250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Your new Academy Sports and Outdoor store is now open in Kansas City, Northland. With the best in sports equipment, outdoor gear, apparel, and footwear from the brands you love, all at low prices every day. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands like Nike, Stanley, Brooks, Carhartt, Blackstone, Yeti, Titleist, Shimano, and more. Plus, you can shop online or on our app with free in-store pickup. Or enjoy free shipping to your home on purchases over $25. Your newest Academy Sports and Outdoor store is located at 9130 Northwest Skyview Avenue.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Join us in supporting Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. Visit any KC, Topeka, or Lawrence Jersey Mike's and donate. You can also donate through the Jersey Mike's app. Help the fight against childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's.
Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, checking 49 northbound, no delays from Belton to 470, and 71 northbound moves well from the Grandview Triangle into downtown. Kansas side, 35 northbound, trip from Olathe into downtown, still 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Words matter when it comes to filling out your bracket, getting it right, becoming an expert, because if you are an expert, you get lasered. That's just the way it runs today. No thanks, coach. You just get the Stormtrooper shoot and miss. Here on Fescoe and Dusty, this is Dusty Likens with Mac Morey as well with you today, all throughout the morning. Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2, and then Carrington and Rob from 2 to 6. You know both those guys would be eager to get out of there. Did we get another one?
No, I just wanted to play it.
Okay. But yeah, slew of games getting ready to start today. But where we want to take this next segment is maybe you get some Jeopardy tunes here, you know. Probably be a good one here.
That's good.
We're going to find out. I did have a bonus bet today. It's only $5 allowed. I did a 9-leg parlay with all the early games.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go through them all. But yeah, 9-leg parlay, $5 bonus bet to win $895.54. You got to get wild with it, you know?
Absolutely.
When you have a free $5 bet, you're not going to hit it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but don't forget, Mac and I will be at Jefferson staying Lenexa with our boy Nick Price.
Heck yeah.
We'll go after the show. We'll be there from about 11-ish till the first slate of games in. I don't know. Play it by ear.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah,
couple brews and some dudes. Feel free to check us out. But this is where we test the 26-year-old Mac Morey on where are these schools geographically. Because this is kind of like the bit where you're like golfer or NASCAR driver.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
I'm going to start off easy, Mac. I'm going to start off easy.
These are going to be easy for me.
Where is Yale University?
I'm going to get judged so hard, text line.
Okay, yes or no. The over-under at 1.5 if he gets it right. When it comes to Mac Morey's geographical test. Mac, where's Yale?
Yale is northwest. Yeah.
It's not.
It's not?
It's not.
Yale's northeast.
Hey.
Yale's northeast because, okay.
You want to get even warmer?
Okay, Yale is in
Need an answer.
New York.
It is not. It is in New Haven, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yep, that's right.
Damn it.
So far, 0 for 1 on geographical testing with Mac Morey. Mac, our next one, it doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah.
So it's basically just you're throwing a dart at a dartboard. Where is Bryant University? Bryant University. Bryant is playing, by the way.
Yeah, who are they playing?
They're playing Michigan State.
Oh, yeah.
And the 2-15 matchup. Where's Bryant University, Mac?
That's in Louisiana.
Oh, man, you couldn't be more wrong. Smithville, Rhode Island.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Damn it.
I mean, just off to a hot start.
Louisiana.
That's right. All right.
All right.
If you don't know this one.
Oh, no.
Okay, if you don't know this one.
Text line's really going to come after me.
Oh, they're after you, man. Where is Drake University? By the way, their coach used to coach at Northwest Missouri State. They've got a lot of local ties to their school. They play in the Missouri Valley Conference. Where, Mac Morey, is Drake University?
I'm going to go with Missouri.
That's great.
Yes.
It's in Des Moines, Iowa.
Damn it.
That's right. He's on a hot start, folks. Now, if you know, this is your free space on the bingo card.
Okay, yeah.
Where is Akron University?
Ohio.
There we go.
All right.
He's got one. He needs to get one more to hit the over-under. LeBron James. So far, we've had 4 schools geographically talked about, and Max got one of them.
You really set me up with Drake.
That's right. Let's see here. Let's see, WCC. All right, Mac. Where is St. Mary's located?
That is northeast, and that is going to be...
Northeast?
Northeast?
Okay. Yeah, they play in the same conference as, Gonzaga, which would be the West Coast Conference. Listen, really accepting this challenge here from Mac Morey. And, we look forward to what he's got geographically. St. Mary's University is located where?
You said west, so let's go Nevada.
No, it is in Moraga, California.
Oh, California.
That's right.
Should have said that.
Yeah, you're on a hot start. One of 4 so far. Mac, we move on. Where is Robert Morris?
Oh, my guy, Rob.
Yeah, he's now with Carmen San Diego.
Is this Maloney? No, this is Morris. Different Robert. Okay. Probably doesn't have as nice of a deck as Maloney. Very big deck. Let's go with Iowa.
Nope. It is in Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Damn. If you had that on your, if you're Ken Jennings in this, then you are great. All right, moving on. Still only one right. You got Akron because it's in Ohio, because that's where LeBron James is from, and you're an NBA guru. Where is McNeese State University? Another tough one. McNeese State University.
Florida.
Close.
Really?
Yeah. Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Damn it.
Founded in 1939.
Wow.
McNeese
Way to
State.
go, McNeese.
That's right.
McNeese.
You already guessed New Orleans wasn't there.
Damn it.
All right, Mac. 2 left.
Oh, shoot.
You got 1 to hit the over-under.
1 hit the over. Okay, this is huge. Let's go.
Where is Wofford University?
I'm gonna go. Let's do. How about?
Hackers sell your passwords.
Oh, there you go.
Hackers do sell your passwords, and they also don't know where Wofford University is either.
Rhode Island.
Oh man.
Why did I say Rhode
East
Island?
Coast, but it's in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Last one to hit the over-under of 1.5. Where is Troy University, Mac?
Virginia.
Let me look, because I don't know these either. I just make you look like a,
just
a fool.
it's just for me. Yeah, this is just for me to look like a fool.
You said it was in Virginia?
Virginia?
Very close. Troy, Alabama.
I should have known that, actually.
Yep, you got one. You got
damn
one.
it.
Yes, he knew where they were at when it came to geography. That's a tough one, man. I feel like you're not alone.
Yeah, the text line actually was kind of nice to me there. I thought they were going to come after me. 816 says, Mac, I'm 35. I don't know this stuff. Solidarity, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's just you signed up for this bit, and you had to take the fall.
That's it.
So out of the, the 9 that we picked, you got 1 out of 9 geographically.
This started just in Inside Baseball because the quarterback thing got announced yesterday on Netflix with the 3 quarterbacks, and I was trying to have Spec guess, and he couldn't get Joe Burrow, and I was like, it's in the AFC. He goes, west or east of the Mississippi? And I was like, I think west. And so he starts guessing, and after he's like, yeah, they're east of the Mississippi, and so that's where this bit was born.
Yeah. You know, LA's on the West Coast.
Got that.
Right?
Got that.
Gonzaga plays on the West Coast, and they play against St. Mary's.
Yeah, should have. You got to put some
Context clues there, buddy. Now, you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, but today and tomorrow and this entire week, we appreciate you all laughing. Just like Max laugh like he should be a skateboarder on a Nickelodeon cartoon, and it brings me back so much nostalgia. It is rocking my morning.
Sweet, man. Appreciate it.
Somebody says, you should have known Drake, though. LOL. That's funny tag.
Should have known Drake.
That's right.
That's
says,
awesome.
Hey, you try that blank on Binkley.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know, Dusty, man. You know that, by the way, Joe Burrow kind of cocky. He's riding that national title in that cigar. No, but that is Mac with his geographical test that failed. He got an F- on that test. Coming up, it's tournament time here on 96.5 The Fan. Don't forget all your tournament coverage on 96.5 The Fan brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. Coming up on the other side, you guessed it, we get back into what is the West region. We go out to the West where St. Mary's plays. Here on 96.5 The Fan, you listen to Mac Maury and Dusty Likens with you all morning. We get to the West bracket and why I think Florida's the number 1 seed to go first with their matchup in the Elite Eight. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
I was talking to my guy Josh from Smokehouse Barbecue the other night. We went and saw Sebastian Maniscalco and had a nice little evening. And we were talking about some of the new menu items at Smokehouse Barbecue. How about pork bellies? Yeah, pork belly burnt ends are having at Smokehouse Barbecue. You got to get those and try them and tell me how awesome they are. Because if Smokehouse Barbecue's putting them on the menu, you know they are fantastic. And, of course, I was suggesting my menu items to Josh the other night. I said, we got to do burnt end tacos, man. They are so good. I make them at home with the leftover burnt ends from Smokehouse Barbecue. The next morning, mix them with some eggs and some barbecue sauce. They are absolutely perfect. And that's what Smokehouse Barbecue is all about, making sure you have the perfect event. Whether it's just a quick dinner out, it's a quick lunch, maybe you're catering. Smokehouse Barbecue can cater. And as we get closer and closer to the spring, you know what's starting to happen. We're going to start talking about graduation parties and summertime events. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater all of those events for you, from the ribs to the burnt ends to the world-famous hickory pit beans, and, of course, their Cajun butter chicken wings that I love. And now their pulled pork sandwich, or pulled chicken sandwich, I should say, is phenomenal. Make sure you get it the next time you stop in to Smokehouse Barbecue. You can check them out at one of their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an underdog boost token. Simply add any plus 200 or longer tournament straight bet to your bet slip and activate your underdog boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout. For a tournament full of unforgettable moments, BetMGM is your sports book for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, original bets you won't find anywhere else, player props, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action, or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as tokens that expire in 48 hours. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
At Shane Company, we know getting engaged is a big decision. But once you know, you know. That's the way our customers feel when they choose a Shane Company engagement ring. They walk into a warm welcome and walk out with their dream ring, knowing they got it right. For almost 100 years, we've been offering personalized shopping experiences. And we're in it way past the honeymoon, with a free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, cleanings, repairs, and resizing for life. Shop with us at shaneco.com or at your neighborhood store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.game.com/terms.
Thanks to Awaken 180's at-home program, I dropped over 12 pounds in just 2 weeks. Eating to lose weight. Make a 180 with me and choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com. Royals coverage sponsored by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 70 westbound slows around Nolan, 71 northbound, a bit sluggish from 75th up towards Gregory. On the Kansas side, 635 southbound, checking in slow from Shawnee Drive down to I-35. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Come join us for the Royals Roundtable, plus meet and greet with Michael Massey and Kyle Isbell at Hollywood Casino Friday, March 28th, starting at 6. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
It's a new day for who are betting in college basketball. I think that's what they say at that exact moment in that song. Shout out Good Charlotte, praise be, baby. Big fan of Good Charlotte back in the day. They now, one of their singers now plays for the New Orleans Saints quarterback position, I believe. Happy Thursday to you all out there. Coming up in this hour, we give you a chance to win Wagyu beef. Don't forget about that. For Booth Creek Ragu. Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th in All, where I wish I could live in the future, and 135th in Metcalf. So we'll play a sounder. We give away Wagyu beef from Booth Creek Wagyu at 7:45 when we do Smash or Pass. Also, don't forget, today it starts. Last I checked my calendar, it says March 20th, so Basketball Madness comes to Kansas City for the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship today through the 25th of March at Municipal Auditorium. 16 teams, 15 games, 1 national champion. Bring the family for nonstop action and affordable tickets. Get yours today at NAIAHoops.com. Mac, it is time for the West region as we dive in more into our brackets and we give you our hopefully no more laser pointers. If you're an expert, you're going to get lasered. I want sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their foreheads. What do we have instead of sharks? Sea bass. Right. We go to the West region. We start at the top. Florida versus Norfolk State.
The Gators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treat them like chicken.
Yeah.
University of Florida chomps Norfolk State up. They move on.
Really was like chicken.
Yeah.
First time having it. Yeah.
It was fried, so I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like chicken.
Gator bites. You remember Gator Golf, the game as a kid? You putted the ball into the Gator's mouth and it would shoot out of his backside.
Yes.
Yeah, Gator Golf. Next matchup, Connecticut versus Oklahoma. UConn. 2 rings, Baldy. You take the back-to-back champions in this, or do you take SEC over everybody and go Oklahoma?
You know what? I filled out 3 brackets. This is technically the 4th, I guess. So every one I've been like back-to-back champions, right? Dan Hurley, UConn. But I'm like, is that just the popular pick? Is everyone going to do that, right? Should I think about Oklahoma? What are you picking?
So I took UConn.
Yeah, that's what I have written
Because
down.
if I didn't, I look like an idiot. And I look like an ass because I said take your coach, take your experts when it comes to the tournament. UConn's kind of been that, up and down. Got handed the business from Creighton. Got handed the business from St. John's. But again, Hurley and UConn coming into the tournament. And here we go. So I'm going to take UConn on this.
Yeah, I'll follow you there.
Yeah. We move on. Upset alert.
Hey.
Memphis, Colorado State. I got Colorado State, man.
I love it.
We talk about dark horse players in the tournament. I'm going to say this guy's name wrong, but I think it's Nike Clifford from Colorado State. He put up 36 in a key win the last time they played. He's got a lot of talent. He averages 19 points a game. The only reason I know this is because I guess I could sound the lasers on myself. But they were talking big on Clifford from Colorado State. Averages 19 points a game. There you go. Plays 35 minutes a game. But he averages 19 and 9. And he had 36 in their last victory from Colorado State. That's a 12-5 matchup. That's my second and only 2 upsets of a 12/5. Give me Colorado State over Memphis, who plays rambunctious. Now, Memphis has a big dude in the middle.
Danger.
Danger.
Danger. Yeah.
It's something Danger.
Yeah.
And he's a beast.
And he's a transfer. He played.
Number 42 is his number.
Played at Illinois.
Yeah. And he's massive. He's a big man. Penny Hardaway.
Yep.
We'll
you got
see what
Penny.
happens.
Yep.
Memphis can be rambunctious. Give me Colorado State with the upset 12/5.
Big year for Penny Hardaway, too. Yeah. Volunteer State is losing their patience with Penny Hardaway and the Memphis program.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go with the Tigers here over Colorado State, but again, we're right back to back where that next matchup, I was close to picking Colorado, but it's the next matchup for me. Maryland Grand Canyon, that 4-13. I'm going to go with the local kid that transferred from KU to Grand Canyon. Give me JCU over the Terps.
I'm going to take Maryland.
Yep.
They look good in the Big East.
They did.
They kind of choked away the game in the championship, I believe. But either way, or whoever they played. No, they lost in the second round, or whatever it was. They lost to Michigan. They were leading like the entire game and then blew it. But I'm going to take Maryland over Grand Canyon. We move on to the juicy matchups. Mizzou and everybody's favorite, Drake. Everyone and their mother's taking Drake in this matchup, so I'm taking Mizzou. I want the local kids to win. I want the story to stay ripe. Mizzou has to win to get this story to come to fruition, which it probably will not. But I have Mizzou taking out Drake. Today at 6:30, I believe, on True TV.
I have the same. I like Mizzou. I think they have played really well against the SEC competition. I know Drake's 30-3, but again, you've brought it up. Let's look at the conferences here. MU ended the season pretty well. Mark Mitchell's going to play.
No, they did not end the season very well. They lost three of their last three games, won one tournament game, and then lost to Florida.
I should say the last month of the season went pretty well. You're right. The last week and a half or so was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But I'd say the last month or so of the season was pretty good for Missouri. I'm going to take Missouri over Drake.
And the reason why it was rough is because Caleb Grill stopped hitting three-pointers. So, again, if he gets hot, and they play in Wichita, which is where he's from, maybe there's a chance the kid comes. Well, not the kid. I think he's like 24, 25.
So
maybe he lights it up. Could be. And Mark Mitchell will be playing. He's the big man they needed. Gave Florida the best run for their money in the SEC tournament. So give me Mizzou. Texas Tech, NC Wilmington. I'm going to take Texas Tech. They're a good team in the Big 12. I think they're the second best team in the Big 12. Obviously, Houston leads that ferocious team in that conference as the best team. I think Texas Tech is a great team in the Big 12. I think they handle business. I think they move on to play Mizzou in the next round. They beat North Carolina Wilmington.
I know where that school is.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good on that one.
Yeah.
I'll take Tech as well in that matchup.
Moving on, it's the Yayhawks. Here come the Yayhawks. Here come the Yayhawks. Here come the Yayhawks. Dick Vitale on college basketball game back in the day. It always sounded like he was saying yay, like YEAHHAWKS. The Jayhawks take on Calipari's Razorbacks. Bill Self, man. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
fair.
an early round exit. I think Bill Self handles business. This is where you got to be the better team. Hunter Dickinson, looking at you. DeJuan Harris, looking at you. Zeke Mayo, hit some threes. Be big.
Got to.
KJ Adams, use your size. Use your athletic ability. Go be that team. KU handles business. They beat Arkansas. They go in the second round.
SEC OE, give me Calipari, give me Arkansas in this matchup. I think it's a close
Hater.
game. Close game, but I'm going Arkansas on this one.
Okay. And then the final one is Nebraska-Omaha. Pretty sure you know where that is. Against St. John's. I have St. John's winning that game playing KU, and then the second game of the weekend.
Me as well. Got St. John's taking on Arkansas.
We go from the bottom to the top. St. John's versus KU. Our dream dies. A lot of bias here because I have St. John's winning the entire thing at plus 2,800. I think that's the game that Pitino comes out in the white suit. I think he saves it for Bill.
I think that's a good call.
I think he executes Bill with the white suit on. And I think St. John's beats KU, which ruins our chance for Missouri and KU to play in the Sweet 16 next weekend on either opening day or that Friday the 28th.
Yeah, I've got St. John's beating Arkansas for similar reasons. Even if it's Calipari, I think that's when he'd pull out the white suit as well.
Definitely.
Even more so against his, fellow mobster. Give me St. John's over Arkansas.
Hey, how you doing? This is where your tournament stops. Good to see you. You're done. Welcome to St. John's. How you doing? Missouri versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech's too much for Mizzou.
Yeah.
Missouri gets a win in the tournament. I think it's a great season. They go from winning 0 games in their conference last year to winning almost, 12 games this year in their conference. They get a 6th seed, but they lose to Texas Tech. Texas Tech's too much. They're too fast. They're too big. Missouri loses to Texas Tech. Texas Tech advances to the Sweet 16 to play St. John's.
Same here. Texas Tech and St. John's in the Sweet 16.
Colorado State, Maryland. For me, I have Colorado State winning.
Okay.
With that kid, you'll see it. Colorado State plays. They go on and play the winner of UConn and Florida in my bracket.
We both got this upset advancing. I did not have Colorado State. I had Memphis beating Colorado State, but then another game I had Grand Canyon beating Maryland, and I'll have Grand Canyon beating Memphis in that second round with that transfer from KU. Give me Grand Canyon in the Sweet 16.
I've got University of Florida versus Colorado State. That's where the slipper falls back off.
Yep.
Or the carriage becomes a pumpkin. Florida takes care of business. They beat Colorado State. They go to the Elite Eight, and they will play the winner of Texas Tech St. John's. I have St. John's and Florida playing each other in the Elite Eight for the winner to go to the Final Four.
Got Texas Tech. I think that's where the road ends for St. John's.
Okay.
I don't think they have enough offense. I think Texas Tech hits some threes, gets out going, plays too fast.
Mahomes is definitely at that game.
You know 100%. It. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Tech. So Tech and Florida in my Elite Eight. Who do you got winning versus St. John's in Florida in your matchup?
St. John's. I think that's where Florida,
Gotcha.
that's to me where the number one seed goes. That's a good run. But again, I think that Pitino brings back the white suit or brings some sort of variation. Maybe it's a white suit with red pinstripes with the blood of his victims from before.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Elite Eight. You ain't going to get this far. You done. How you done? So I have Pitino upsetting the young man in Florida head coach. Florida loses in the Elite Eight, and St. John's goes to the Final Four and plays Auburn on that side of the bracket. So the West region for me is St. John's coming out, going to the Final Four.
Okay.
Dusty, you're crazy. And I'm biased. I'm a little bit of both. 60-40, crazy bias.
Hope you're right. I'd rather be St. John's than Florida in their Tennessee. If they were to get to the Final Four and have a chance to play Florida, I would not be pretty. So I've got Florida and Michigan State in my Final Four out of the left side of the bracket.
From the text line, your West region couldn't be more wrong. Hashtag. They get it. And then from the 913, Arkansas will beat KU tonight.
There it is.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
Don't forget, tournament coverage here on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Coming up on the other side, Ron Slay will join us, the SEC insider in college basketball and college sports. Also, I'm going to ask Ron if my bet is good enough to put my mortgage on it because somebody on the text line told me, I guarantee you there'll be more Big 12 teams than SEC teams. I get Ron Slay's response to that on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Heartland Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Surely, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For JD Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people have been asking me lately about QC Kinetics, and they're saying, hey, I got some joint pain. Should I consider QC Kinetics? And if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if your answer is yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or other joints? Do you have trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain and long recovery and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because joint pain is holding you back, like walking, golfing, and jogging? If you answered yes to any of those, I bet you're a great candidate for QC Kinetics. So please don't wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. So call QC Kinetics now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland 435 southbound slows approaching 48th Street. Construction ongoing there in the left lane, keeping things sluggish. Heading into downtown 35 southbound slows past Vivian, stays sluggish down towards Antioch. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it here on a wonderful Thursday in Kansas City on 96.5 The Fan. Dusty Likens, Mac Morey with you. It is one of the greatest days in the sporting world, one of the greatest weekends in sports. It is the obvious. It is March Madness time. It is when everybody either rips up their bracket or tells everybody, I think I got a chance.
This is going to be perfect, bro.
This might be it. So we want to bring in somebody that knows actually what the hell they're talking about, unlike these two jokers that are talking to you all morning. He is the co-host on 104.5 The Zone on the show called 3HL in Nashville. We are now joined by Mr. Ron Slay. Ron, we appreciate the time, man. How are you?
Man, I'm good, fellas. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
God, I already know this guy's confident with that voice, man.
Oh, yeah. Ron, big play Slay. Are you kidding me? Former SEC Player of the Year at the University of Tennessee. What's going on, Ron? How are you, brother?
What up, Mac Daddy, baby? I think I got to be confident coming on here with you guys, man. I got to know something. I don't know if it's a lot, but I know something.
Slay all day, baby. Praise God. So we did a geographical test earlier, Ron, and Mac got 1 out of 9.
It wasn't good, Ron.
Hey, Mac, he probably had cold in his eye, man. You got to retest him.
Yeah. No, he got Akron, Ron. He got Akron. That's the one he got. And he goes, well, LeBron James. I'm like, yeah, there's the basketball nerd in him.
Hey, that's the easy go-to. That's the low-hanging fruit, man. Got to go with King James if all things fail.
Yeah, he goes, I asked him, I said, Ron, so where's St. Mary's? He goes, it sounds like East Coast. I'm like, well,
no, not exactly.
Think about their conference. Either way. So let's dive into it. This is, there's no bias here. This is one of the greatest weekends in sports. We're talking to Ron Slay here on Fescoe and Dusty. Ron, I want to ask you this because somebody made a bet with me, and I think I could bet my mortgage on it. They said, I guarantee you there'll be more Big 12 teams in the Sweet 16 than the SEC. How wrong is that person on the text line?
Wow. That's strong. I don't know how wrong it is. It's strong, though. That's a strong statement to stand on. I tell you what, man, being able to watch this league up close, I think when you look at the middle of the pack teams, when you start to look at the Missouris, you start to look at Arkansas coming on, you start to look at who A&M was, you kind of get jaded by the losses that happen within the SEC to kind of knock these guys down. Mississippi State being one of those teams, kind of knock these guys down as far as the rankings go. But I'm a belief, man. Once you jump out of the SEC, like that's what you go on. So the same thing with the Big 12. Once you jump out of the Big 12 conference and you see how these guys do and they fare against other conferences, I think that's kind of what you judge on. Not necessarily home games, but you look at what it looks like in neutral site games. I thought one of the most telling stories of the year was Auburn going to play Houston, having to land an emergency landing, and then still going down there and getting the win. I would have bet everything in my just the checking, not the savings, but I would have bet everything in the checking account that Houston was going to beat the hell out of Auburn, and it was vice versa. Man, that second half of that Houston game, Janai Broome came on, and Houston, you know who they are, man. Like Kevin Sampson teams all have that identity, and for them to go down there and get that victory, I thought that was telling. I thought that set the stage for the rest of the conference, and they kind of rode that wave by raising all tides, raising all boats. You know what I'm saying? When you look at what Auburn was able to do, so I kind of feel like that going into this NCAA tournament too. You look at all these neutral site games, man. Who's going to be able to hold up without that home crowd behind them?
Mm-hmm. Joined here by Ron Slay. You can find him on your TV and the SEC network throughout the next couple of weeks. Ron, okay, let's get here local before, because I kind of want to find out what you think about my Vols, but I got to be a little selfless here. Let's talk about the local teams, MU and KU. Obviously, MU taking on Drake. A lot of people, maybe the most popular upset pick right now. Can you tell us about what you think about that matchup?
Man, listen, I think Sturts is a dog. I'm just not sure who else is going to be with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, the NCAA tournament is where this is where dreams are made. This is where legacies are cemented. And I'm not sure Drake has enough when you look at who Missouri is. Dennis Gates has done a terrific job. He has these guys feeling like, man, they can run through steel walls. Like, they are different. Caleb Grill being able to have an opportunity to play back at home, I think is huge. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But when you look at the landscape of Tamar Bates, you got Anthony Robinson, like Trent Pierce, the sophomore 6'10" guy playing on the wing. Like, they got so many different elements, and they love to play with pace and turn you over and be able to score off that pace. So I'm not sure how Drake will be able to handle that when it's only Sturts alone. Now somebody else can pop up. They got one more guy scoring in double figures, and I don't think that's everything unless you can control that pace of the game, which I think is going to be hard to do against a Missouri team.
Talking to Ron Slay of 104.5 The Zone on the 3HL show. Ron, I want to bring this up because, another guy we mentioned in Mizzou is Cruz. I think he gets a lot of good minutes. Yeah. He's big, he's fast, he's long. He seems like a good guy down low that can play with that Drake team. But we move on to the other local school, which is Kansas versus Arkansas. Obviously, the NCAA tournament always gives us a little bit of a sprinkle of some sort of storyline, right? Like, Carolina got the big one to start off. Do they deserve to be in? And they just blew the bricks off of San Diego State. Now we get Bill Self versus Calipari. We've seen this before. They're 6-6 head-to-head against each other. The record has to shift one way or the other. So Bill Self against Calipari. I like Kansas in this matchup because I lean towards Bill Self with the coaching, just like I would lean towards a manager in baseball when it gets to the playoffs. Am I wrong to think that I have that much confidence in KU, which is what been their roller coaster of a season? What say Ron Slay here about KU versus Arkansas?
No, I think you could be telling the truth right here on this one, man. As you look at Bill Self and what's going to tilt the scale, it would come down to his coaching. I'm not sure that he gets enough out of his guys, man. Even though they may feel slighted, hopefully they can turn that into something. You know what I mean, for the competition, the competitive spirit of the game when you watch Kansas play. But I've been underwhelmed, man, when watching Hunter Dickinson. Adams Jr. is a guy that, to me, that is limited. I expected way more out of Ryland Griffin. You know what you're going to get out of DeJuan Harris Jr. He's going to be steady throughout always. But I thought it was a little underwhelming, and I don't know what it is to make it carry over from one half to another, because I do think they play good basketball. I just don't think they do it consistently for 40 minutes. Now, I do think that was the problem for Arkansas earlier in the year. But until they had a subtraction of Boogie Flan, which allowed everybody to kind of move back to their normal position and be able to take on a little bit more responsibility. DeJuan Wagner in the last 5 or 6 games has been playing outstanding. More all-SEC conference-like outstanding, because you can't go under the screens anymore because he's been shooting the 3-ball well. You got 3 7-footers that are finally playing like 7-footers. That's the thing that's interesting with them. Brazil used to want to just stay out there on the 3-point line and shoot threes. You know, Big Z, he would love to do that. Jonas Adu was a second-team All-SEC performer last year. He's starting to play again like that. So I think if you can get what you're supposed to out of the bigs, and now with Boogie Flan being able to come back and be a spark off the bench, if they put him in the starting lineup, I think Arkansas lose. But if they play him 12 to 15 minutes a game and let him be him offensively, I think, man, that's a spark that's hard to plan for when you're looking at Arkansas and if they're taking care of the ball. But if Kansas turns them over, this game will get ugly quick.
Ron, I know you're placing some wagers over there in the Volunteer State, as are Dusty and I here in Kansas Degenerates. Ron, tell me what you're looking for in the tournament. When you're looking at these teams and you're looking at the big slate, are you looking, okay, this is a laden team of seniors, or, okay, this is a team that can go play really fast and shoot threes? Are you looking to kind of a team that can slow it down, play defense? Kind of lead me in the direction of where you're headed right now when you look at some upsets and maybe some good odds for some teams early.
Man, when I'm watching it, Mac, I'm looking at it's all about matchups to me.
Okay.
And that's from the bigs all the way down to the guards, all the way to the coaches. There's got to be something to tilt the scale. I think energy guys, it's always good to know who the 6th and 7th man is, because a lot of times when games get stale or they had a stalemate, a lot of times you get the guys that come off the bench to give you those 50-50 balls, those dive on the floor, get that defensive stop, the one to get out there on the fast break to get a dunk to get the crowd going. I think those are the things that I look for mostly, man. And the teams that have that are the teams that I think that's going to spark, because you got to get something going into the next round. The first game is what it is. When you win that first game, you got to get something momentum-wise going into the next round, and that usually carries you 2 or 3 games in a tournament style. And usually if it's a guard, you got something to lean on. So I'm looking for guard play, guards win tournament. I'm looking for styles as far as matchups go, and I'm looking for whoever can give that edge to a guy, and there's always usually somebody coming off the bench.
Ron, last one. Give me your Final Four of this tournament.
Final Four, man. I got Auburn. I got Florida. I got Tennessee beating Houston. And, man, I think I had Duke, but for some reason, something's telling me the inexperience of those young guys with Duke is going to get caught up before, and it'll either be Alabama getting there or surprising VCU.
VCU?
Ooh. Ooh, okay. So you're close to an all SEC Final Four or maybe a surprise in BC.
I'm very close.
Okay.
There may be a bias in me saying I'm up close.
Well, hey, Ron, we appreciate the time, man. Take it easy, and maybe we'll join you next week, or we'll have you join us next week here on the show. We appreciate the time, Ron.
Thanks, Slay.
All right, fellas. Stay good.
You bet. Slay all day, baby.
That's it, baby. What a
all
guy.
SEC Final Four.
I know, right?
Hilarious.
No bias.
No.
That's my guy, bro.
What
I
a
love
guy.
him, man. He's awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy.
Somebody in the text line, please get Slay on the regular. Dude's amazing.
Yeah, you'll see him on the TV all these next few weeks on the SEC Network.
From the 816, Ron sounds like Marcus Spears.
Yeah, I can see it. A lot taller.
Well, you know what we do every day at Mac around 7:30? We do a bunch of little hot topics and use one word to describe it. Mac Daddy, as Ron Slay calls you.
Mac Daddy. All right, one word. Let's stick with the basketball before we get into some other things, because there are other things to get to. MU Drake, one word. It's the day of. We've had time to think about it. We've talked about it ad nauseum. One word.
Overhyped. I like what Ron said there. He's like, look, Sturts is a dog, but who else?
Who else is with him?
Is he going to be able to handle everybody else on Mizzou? Right? Brings up Bates, brings up Grill being local. I talked about that earlier in the show, not to like steal any thunder, but like Grill being in Wichita, from Wichita.
Yeah.
Bates, Mitchell's back, Denny Gates. I think it's overhyped. I mean, it is a 6-11. I understand. We're looking for upsets. We have local ties. We have people that root for the Jayhawks on this sort of station where we're at geographically.
Yeah.
At least you know where we're at. So I think there's a lot of people that have kind of like fogged up the lenses of what this game really is. I think Missouri takes care of business. But I think it's a bit overhyped that everybody's taking Drake in this matchup. Missouri Valley versus SEC. I like the story of Drake, but I like the story of Missouri better.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay, one word on KU Arkansas. Tonight on...
Legendary.
Ooh, okay.
SEC Big 12.
Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah. Bill Self, Calipari. This is one of those games where, right, like, again, going back to what Ron Slade just said, because we just had him on the show, we go back to what he said. You know, this is a game. He says he doesn't know if he can trust Hunter Dickinson, but Zeke Mayo, KJ Adams, Boogie, play your bigs, play the team that you are. They looked good against Arizona in that senior night game. They fell short against Arizona in the Big 12 tournament. If they could just play to their standard, I think they can handle Arkansas. I get it. Arkansas is a 9 seed. They're from the SEC, right? And I think that, Arkansas a 10 seed, Kansas the 7.
7-10. Yeah.
They're a higher seed for reasoning. It wasn't the greatest year for Kansas, but I think Kansas can handle this business in this legendary matchup between Calipari and Bill Self. The winner will have the edge in head-to-head. One will be 7-6 against the other one. The other one will be 6-7. To me, it is a legendary matchup because of the head coaching.
Even though I don't have it in my bracket, I am rooting for MU and KU both to get the dubs today. Better for us and just more fun.
Let the local schools win.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get to the gridiron, because there is some news in the NFL front, it's also some good news in the baseball front. Listen to this, Dustman.
A lot of wind. It's the guy. And then the
Yeah.
We know where that was.
That's Jack Caglione. We're getting jacked today.
Yeah.
There's a go-ahead run there.
Yeah, jacked. That's the word to describe that. Just jacked, dude. I mean, go-ahead homer, game-winning homer, AAA. Let's start him in AA, though. Let's start him in a league lower.
Yep.
He's in AAA, does that last night, continues to just absolutely mash, dude. Look, jacked. That's what it is. JACED. When it comes to that sort of thing. No ED there, for sure.
Definitely not.
Completely stand at attention. Caglione, man, it just keeps getting better and better and better and better, and it makes the waiting harder, right? It makes it that much more antagonizing, annoying, frustrating, because you know what he has to do. It's baseball. You got to go down and prove it. You can't rush the product. We know what he is. He's the number one player in your farm system, number 1 on your prospect board, number 22 in baseball. That number will rise throughout the season. I could see him getting in the top 15 by the time he gets called up, if he does this year, in Major League Baseball's pipeline of young talent, not on the Major League roster. But yeah, jacked, dude. Another smash. And the crowd even, that's grown-ass men in their 60s watching spring ball going, ooh, oh, because of that massive. Yeah, dude. Jacked. That's what that one word is.
Yeah, my one word would be duh.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what it is. Duh.
Yeah. Again?
Yeah.
More?
Again? Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
All right, one word. Going over to the gridiron here in the NFL world, as there was some news yesterday in that world. The cast for Quarterback was announced. Season 2 of The Quarterback on Netflix. Of course, Season 1 was Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, and Marcus Mariota.
Wow.
Season 2 announced yesterday it is going to be Kirk Cousins again, Jared Goff, and Joe Burrow. One word.
Do I sound like a bleeding Chiefs fan if I say boring? I've seen Kirk Cousins. I know what Jared Goff is.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow's fine. I think Joe Burrow's cool.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow's the right kind of arrogant. I don't hate Joe Burrow. I think it'll be interesting to see like how his emotions were during that rocky season. You'll get a little bit of Chiefs in this, right? Because the Chiefs played the Falcons, didn't get it on 4th down. Kirk Cousins played in that game.
Yep.
Chiefs and Bengals played in week 2.
Yep.
They had their roller coaster of a season. And then it's Jared Goff. Like, I just think it's boring. I think it's forced. That's my opinion. Forced, boring. They tried a receiver, failed.
Yeah, receiver was
They teased and said it was going to
be
be mascots, which I thought that was funny.
It was funny.
But boring is my one word to describe this. And I know it sounds terrible. Boring and white.
Very. Yeah, I would say denial. Seems like they got a lot of denial in the original casting. I mean, they obviously probably called Lamar. They probably called John. They probably called a lot of names. God knows. If Burrow wasn't in this, don't even know if I'd be locked in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Burrow's the sell.
Did they announce when it's coming out?
I don't know.
Probably
this summer.
June.
Yeah.
So it's going to be there when you're like craving football.
Yeah, exactly. So
when
I'm
they
gonna
all
watch
go
it.
on their vacation for 3 weeks, and you're like, what are we going to do?
Oh, and yeah, Hannah already saw Burrow's in it, so we're watching it. So it's
Oh, is that her hall pass?
That's it. It's too bad. It's unfortunate.
I see you're Joe Burrow and raise you Sydney Sweeney.
Exactly. One word. Okay, real quick. Last one. One word on the Lions proposing a rule change to. I like this. Okay. Proposing a rule change to remove automatic first downs for defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. So like a 3rd and 20, it's a 5-yard penalty. It's not a first down.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of penalties that could be revived.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Right? Like, I think I think Cody and Gold breached on this a couple weeks ago. Like, if you have a false start, 5-yard penalty, and the defense, I guess that's a bad one to do. If you have I don't know how to describe this. If you have like a defensive holding.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Versus a false start, which I don't know how that could happen, but it could. I don't know. Whatever. If one penalty is 10 yards and the other one is 5 yards, I think you net it out.
Oh, I like that. Instead of offset.
You don't offset it. It just becomes a 5-yard penalty. I think pass interference should be a 15-yard penalty, and I think they should be graded differently.
Agreed.
Kind of like in basketball, right? If you or soccer, you get a red card if you slide tackle and he's the only guy breaking away because you're preventing a goal that could happen. Red card. But if it's like one of those in the middle of the field, I don't think it should be a red card necessarily get him taken off. They kind of can do it as a yellow card. Pass interference, if it's one of those like 50-50s and an elbow gets in the way, 15-yard penalty max. Automatic first down, not spot foul. But if it's one of those penalties where you clearly just like tackle the guy before the ball gets there because you got burned, then it's a spot foul. So I don't mind Detroit going after it. I don't think it's going to work. We're already changing enough in the sport. We already want the Green Bay Packers to get rid of the tush push.
Oh, yeah. Officially trying to ban it.
But my one word would be challenging. At least you're going to the man and saying, hey, this is something you guys need to look at. It gets their heads turning. So awakening, challenging for that one word for that one.
Yeah, love it. Change.
Would be my one word to describe that. Coming up on the other side, I want to let you guys know you have a chance to win Booth Creek Wagyu, right? And if you hear this sounder.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh, yes! Yes! When you hear that sounder, you want to be caller number 5 for a chance to win Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's best steaks, now with 2 locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. We come back, we get into Smash or Pass, and I'll tell you why Scotty Scheffler is high when he created this menu. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey, Dusty Likens on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and I want to talk to you about GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. Give Me The VIN is also the best place to sell your classic or collectible. Whether it's one car or a collection, they want your muscle car, hot rod, or your old square body pickup, and they love buying resto mods. Go to GMTVCC.com to sell your classics or collectible car or truck, and forget about those tire kickers on social media. Say goodbye to dealing with the dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat your written CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. You can go to one of our office locations or they'll come to you. It's easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, and it's so easy, you can do it in your underwear. Just listen to the jingle.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Coming to Kansas City, the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. The NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship at Municipal Auditorium, March 20th to the 25th. Non-stop college basketball action at a ticket price good enough to bring the whole family. Get your tickets now at NAIAHoops.com.
From Kansas City to the capital city, Washburn University will surprise you. A tight-knit college in a city of opportunity. Washburn offers the best of both worlds. Close, but not too close. Small classes and big experiences. Public, prestigious, and affordable. Above all, Washburn delivers a personalized education you won't find at larger schools. See how Washburn is just right at washburn.edu/KC.
Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 southbound before 18th Street Expressway. Accident in the right lane, keeping things slow coming down from Cambridge Circle. 635 southbound, also a little sluggish now from Gibbs down towards I-35. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
I knew we'd get some people on the support train at Dusty and Caglione from the 816. Caglione should be up for opening day. I'm with you, Dust Man. I know. But source has told me, like that movie, Trouble with the Curve, Jack Caglione. But yesterday you saw the video, you heard the audio. He went yard skis once again. Caglione's just a dude, man. I hate it. Because I feel like I'm like that 15-year-old that has his permit, and I got to wait a full year to be able to drive on my own. Dad, you want to go to the gas station? Not really. Well, I do. Can I drive? Come on. Oh. Just nuts, dude. Don't forget, this is a segment we call Smash or Pass. Brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now 2 locations, 95th at Knoll and 135th at Metcalf. We played you the sounder, so when you hear that sounder, you want to be caller number 5. And this week's Smash or Pass is golf-related. But, again, you guys know how it goes, right? Every year, the previous winner of the Masters gets to provide the menu for past champions. Here they come down Magnolia Lane. Such a beautiful time here in Augusta, Florida. As you can see to your right, all of the beautiful flowers have been planted.
Yes.
The crow's nest where all the amateurs play and sleep. Will Shipley. Did you hear about that guy's, you know that guy's Will Shipley? He was the low amateur last year, big guy, long hair.
Okay.
He was given his Waffle House order the other day.
Oh, gosh.
He said chocolate chip waffle, scrambled eggs, hash browns, sausage, toast, and then what he does is he eats the waffle for dessert. He doesn't do this anymore because he got with a nutritionist because he was like, I was on a Full Swing season 3 and I was just absolutely fat. So he doesn't eat this anymore. And then he takes the eggs, the hash brown, and the sausages. He cuts the sausages in half and makes 2 sandwiches out of his All-Star special and then eats the waffle for dessert. Will Shipley and I just became smash friends.
That's pretty good.
But Scotty Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler gave his Masters dinner. I said I was going to explain to you why I think Scotty Scheffler is low-key a closet stoner. Because there's one thing I don't understand. And it's titled First Course. But his appetizers, again, you get to select, and this will be available on April 8th, 2005, when you can eat this dinner if you're a past champion, wearing that green jacket. Cheeseburger sliders, served Scotty style.
No.
You describe it that way, it's a pass. I don't want to have a slider. I'm already questionable about food names. Like, I don't like meatloaf or
love meatloaf.
Or Like the hut finish? The hell's a hut finish?
Smash.
No, just give me the crust. I don't need the hut finish. I don't need Papa's ingredients on my crust. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa's finish. You, sir, suck.
I love Dick.
Whoa. Cleveland sliders. No way.
No, I'm out.
Cheeseburger sliders served Scotty style is a pass for me on the appetizer.
Yeah, I'm going to pass. Scotty Style's throwing me off. I love a slider, but what's Scotty Style?
Yeah.
And why can't we call it like mayonnaise and cheese or something?
Ew. I liked Jackie Stiles. Shout out to the Missouri State Bears back in the day. She was a baller. Got away to the Final Four. Got drafted by Portland. Jackie Stiles.
Good name.
Springfield's own. Moving on, there is a firecracker shrimp. It is served with a sweet Thai chili and sriracha mayo.
Smash.
Correct. That is the appetizer of the Masters menu that I would select. One Dusty Likens would be the firecracker shrimp.
Yep. Absolutely in on that.
Because then there's Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites. I'm sorry, I'm not eating anything called Papa Chef's. Papa John's, Papa Chef's, Papa Kino's, whatever it is. I'm not eating it.
This sounds good, though.
Yeah. It's got cheese, tomato basil sauce, Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli. He's paying homage to his dad's, famous food. So, no thank you. And then he goes to his first course. Texas-style chili?
Texas-style.
Which means no beans.
Oh.
And it comes with cheddar cheese, jalapenos, and corn chips. Pass.
Chili without beans?
I think that's what Texas-style means.
Ugh.
I could be wrong. Because then you get into the debate of should chili have beans or not. So it's always interesting. But I'm going to pass on chili. I just be like, you know what? I'm good. Will Shipley can have mine. Because I believe he'll be at this dinner because he was low amateur last year. Maybe not. Maybe it's only past winners. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's distinguished by its lack of beans and tomatoes. Those are like my two favorite things in chili. Pass.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
It's on you. Caller number 5. You heard the sounder. You have a chance to win Booth Creek Wagyu. 2 locations, 95th and Knoll. And 135th and Metcalf. Booth Creek Wagyu. Be caller number 5 to collect that winning. We'll get your name and give you a shout out as well. Moving on to Smash or Pass. We get to the main course of the Masters. You have your choice of a wood-fired cowboy ribeye or a blackened redfish. This is tough for your boy. But you know me, I'm a meat eater, daddy.
Yeah, you got some meat takes.
Yeah.
Are you in on a ribeye?
Give me the cowboy as a bone-in ribeye, baby.
Okay.
Wood-fired grill, cooked to a mid-rare. And they come with a macaroni and cheese family style, so you know it's been in the oven with the breadcrumbs on top, toasted with that hard cheese in the corner. Jalapeno creamed corn, I'm okay on that. And a soy glazed Brussels sprouts with chipotle lime roasted sweet potatoes. Sign me up for all of that. Give me the cowboy ribeye and a smash.
Yeah, Smash City on all that. Yeah, I'm in. I would choose the ribeye over the redfish, I think, too.
Yeah, I mean, redfish is great.
It'd be great.
It's also blackened, so sign me up for that. But when I
Yes.
have my gun to my head and they say, you want the ribeye or you want the fish? Give me that steak, boy. But I would pass on the cream corn, smash the potatoes, smash the Brussels sprouts, and the mac and cheese. I'm walking out of there 20 pounds heavier. And then the most underrated dessert of all time, the warm chocolate chip skillet cookie. Anything in a skillet is a hit. You get that nice ice cream over the top, that
The ice
warm
cream's
chocolate
good.
chip cookie inside that skillet. You got to eat it all. Give me like 3 bites, and I'm good. But it is a very underrated dessert, so I'm smashing that when it comes to the cookie.
Yeah.
Skillet ice cream a la mode.
Not a chocolate guy.
I mean, you don't like chocolate chip cookies?
I can make it work. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I'll do it. Yeah, right. So.
Smash.
Especially when it's warm. It's basically like a small cookie cake with ice cream over the top.
913 says, you have a segment called On the Come, but food titles are throwing you off.
That's right. You better believe it.
Touche.
Oh, Jackie was not Springfield's own. She played at Springfield, though, so give me a little bit of credit.
Yeah, come on. That's close.
So, yeah. That is Smash or Pass. It is brought to you by Beef Wagyu. Obviously, Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's best steaks now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th at Metcalf. Coming up on the other side, we dive back into the brackets and we get into the East Side East Side Bracket coming up next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Spring break is upon us, and if you're going to be headed out of town and flying out of KCI, you need to park at Park and Go because you know your car will always be protected. Whether it's the winter snow or the summer heat, you want to have your car parked under cover when you're out of town, and Park and Go does that. Every spot is covered parking, and Park and Go makes it so easy to make your reservation. After you book that flight, go to bookparkandgo.com. Reserve your parking spot right now, and then prepay, because when you prepay, you're going to save a ton of money and get their lowest rate as well. And then it's all taken care of. On the day of your flight, you show up, you give them your reservation, and they direct you right to that covered parking spot that's been reserved for you. As soon as you pull into that spot, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. You're good to go. No time at all. You're at the airport and you're relaxed. When you get back, Park and Go's there for you. Just grab your bags, walk off the plane, and the bus is right there. Jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
I found a fountain of youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton, feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had one treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
Royals coverage sponsored by Border Magic. We've got the edge for your landscaping edging needs.
Boost your curb appeal and add value with custom concrete landscape edging from Border Magic. Choose from a huge variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. A cost-effective way to give your home that wow factor. Get started now at southkcbordermagic.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. On the Kansas side, 35 southbound before 18th Street Expressway. Earlier accident has cleared. Things are recovering with unwinding delays that stretch back beyond South 7th Street trafficway. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, locally owned and family operated from the start in 2012. Call Connolly at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to Opening Day between the Royals and Guardians with Vern's On Deck show starting at 2. First pitch with Denny Matthews just after 3. Right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Shout out to Ethan for winning this week's Booth Creek Wagyu. Again, best steaks in KC, now at 2 locations, 95th and Knoll, 135th and Metcalf. Try next Thursday if you didn't win this Thursday, but shout out to Ethan for winning. Shout out to Vern, the hot stove, tonight at 6 o'clock. Remember, he told us earlier this week on Monday that he wanted to talk to Caglione or George Brett about a conversation those two had, and Caglione continues to tease us all as he went yammers yesterday. Yardski. So did Bobby Witt Jr. It was on TV, and I called it. Pat on the back, sitting there watching TV with the bud. Said, hey, watch Bobby Witt drill a home run in his first at bat. Fescoe was there last night watching, so he's all in on the MVP candidate, Bobby Witt Jr.
Diligently reporting, giving us the hard news.
Yeah, he is. He'll be back Monday. Fescoe will return from his spring break. We'll dive into all things Arizona. Bob said he saw a grown man over the age of 55 drinking out of a juice box. I said, let that man live, boy. Let him live his life. And don't forget, here on 96.5 The Fan, spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Park & Go, KC's premier airport parking destination. Pay off your tees. Let's dive into the east side. We go to the east side, baby. You know, where Mac thinks every school is in March Madness. This is the Duke side of the bracket. They are the number 1 seed overall, as we have filled out each region. We've done the South, we've done the West. To give reference to the folks that missed earlier, they can go back and listen on the Odyssey app. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe. That way it's at the top of your screen. You don't have to scroll. You can watch us there. Mac and myself, Dusty Likens, here with you until 10 o'clock. Then Cody Gold and Drew take over. The drive from 2 to 6 with Carrington and Robin. Then again, Vern's Hot Stove at 6. And also, don't forget, March 28th, the day after opening day, we'll all be at Hollywood Casino. You ask yourself, why are you guys all going to Hollywood Casino? I'll tell you why. Because Michael Massey and Kyle Isbell will be with our very own Josh Vernier for the Royals Roundtable.
Oh, yeah.
Open forum question in the second half of that show from 6 to 7. You can ask them questions. You can ask us questions. You'll find Mac and I at either Baccarat table or Blackjack. Hoping to get that 9 in Baccarat. Bond. James Bond.
Or maybe Bob's going to teach us craps?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope. Bet the line.
Bet the gum line.
That's right. But yeah, Royals Roundtable, Friday, March 28th. Hollywood Casino, 6 to 7. Kyle Isbell, Michael Massey, Josh Vernier. That should be enough for you to go. Then you get to see all of us there as well. So you want to check that out. But the East region, Duke's winning their matchup. We can go ahead and go quickly. Duke wins that one, right?
Yeah, feel pretty good about that.
All right. The 8-9 matchup in that is Mississippi State Baylor. I'm taking Mississippi State.
SECOE.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, Scott Drew. I don't know what comes quicker, his exit out of the tournament or him actually realizing that he has no hair.
You think his wife or someone's been like, hey.
Nope.
Just not going to touch it?
Be you. What's that line that Gen Z loves? Do you, boo?
That's it.
There you go. So Mississippi State, I think they beat Baylor in that 8-9 matchup. We move on to the Oregon Ducks against Liberty. Liberty, 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 Liberty.
It's Liberty.
I got Oregon beating Liberty in that 5-12 matchup. I've already had my 12 upsets over 5s. I think Oregon takes care of business. Oregon moves on.
Same here. Give me the Ducks.
Arizona and Akron, the only school that Mac knew geographically where they were listed. But I have Arizona. I think Arizona is a very, very dangerous 4 team. So give me Arizona in that matchup against Akron. I'll take Arizona in that matchup.
We're a wash right now. Could get spicy here, though.
Yeah. BYU versus VCU. We heard Ron Slay earlier.
We did.
He said he could have VCU in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize that Shaka Smart is not coaching there anymore. BYU is good. BYU can run. BYU can shoot.
They can shoot.
They
yeah.
remind me a lot of Missouri at that 6th seed. Very similar in that regard, I think. BYU can score, so can Missouri. I think they can run with anybody. I think they're too much for VCU. I think BYU does win this matchup.
I'll go with Slay. Big
Okay.
play Slay. I'll follow him. VCU, the 11 seed, over BYU.
Okay. Wisconsin and Joe Montana play in the 3-14 matchup. You said Joe Montana, you crazy ass. Shout out Waterboy. I'm going to take Wisconsin this matchup. Too much. That's a 3-14 matchup. I don't see Wisconsin losing that game. They showed up really well in the Big East tournament. They're big. They're tall. I like that in the tournament. Early rounds, at least. You play a team like Montana. Had a good run in their year this year in their conference. They get the bid, the automatic. But again, it's too much. I think Maryland wins that game. Or Wisconsin. Wisconsin wins that game.
Yep, same here. I'll go with the Badgers on that one. One of the best March Madness teams in my memory was that Decker and Kaminsky Wisconsin team. That was funny.
Frank
That was
Kaminsky,
funnier.
one of the funniest photo still shots of all time, where he's leaning back and his eyes are rolled in the back of his head. Looks like he's been in the garage for about an hour.
Yes.
Frank Kaminsky. What a guy.
Yeah, I thought Sam Decker was going to be the truth in the league.
True story. I think Wisconsin played Kentucky in like 2013 in the tournament.
Okay.
My sociology professor at UCM was a Wisconsin grad, and I wrote on the top of my test that I figured I was going to get like a C in. Wisconsin wins against Kentucky and put like 77-71. I wasn't off by much. Wisconsin won. He circled it and gave me 10 bonus points to give me a B-.
Oh, let's go.
Sociology, baby.
That's
Sports can get
awesome.
you places.
Exactly.
It got me a B. So I'll take Wisconsin to lose. Or I'm sorry, I'll take the next matchup, which is St. Mary's Vanderbilt. I like Vandy.
Same.
SEC. Again, I think St. Mary's is good, but again, they only play against Gonzaga all year. They're on the West Coast, by the way.
West Coast, gotcha.
West Coast. They are west of the Mississippi. So I will take Vanderbilt with the upset as the 10-7 over St. Mary's. Give me Vandy over St. Mary's in that matchup.
I'm going to go against the SEC OE mantra, and I'm going to take the West Coast team. That is St. Mary's.
Okay, we go to one of the high-powered offenses in the tournament. Alabama plays Robert Morris. No need to discuss this one. Bama wins. They overpower them. I think you can take the bet on this one, which will be Friday's game, I believe. No, they play today. Take the over. Take Alabama in the points and hammer it home. Alabama scores a lot. They could put up 90. That means the only team that means the team they play just has to put up 50 for the 140 cover. Give me Bama.
One of the scariest players in the tournament, one of the clutchest players in the tournament. He does not fear the moment. Mark Sears gives me nightmares as a Tennessee fan. He's not losing to Robert Morris.
Okay. We go from the bottom up. We get a dynamite Vandy-Bama matchup. Our tail of the tape. Give me Bama. The offense is still too powerful. I got Bama beating Vanderbilt in that matchup, and that would be a 2-10. That's a great matchup for Alabama. They've played them before, obviously, twice. Bama's still too explosive. I got Bama going to the Sweet 16.
Same here. I got him beating St. Mary's, but yeah, same here. Bama-Vandy would be fun, though. I honestly would root for that matchup, an SEC team, SEC matchup. They would be familiar with each other.
We get to the next matchup, which is BYU versus Wisconsin. For me, at least, I have BYU beating Wisconsin, going to the Sweet 16, and playing Alabama in that Sweet 16 matchup, which will be absolute bonkers and fireworks.
Slay invigorated me, man. Let's go VCU, number 11. I think I know where they're at, too. I could tell you where they're at geographically.
Virginia Commonwealth?
I think so. Give me VCU versus Alabama in the Sweet 16. I think we've got the same second round up at the top of the East with Oregon taking on Arizona.
Okay.
Who do you got? Oregon, Arizona up there.
Yeah, I'm going to take Zona. I'm going to take Zona over Oregon.
Take
Again,
the
I think Zona is a good 4 seed. I think 4 seeds could get to Sweet 16s. I think they should get to the Sweet 16. I have Zona going to the Sweet 16 and playing the winner of Duke, Mississippi State, which I have Duke winning that game for a Sweet 16 showdown of Duke versus Zona.
Same here. And now who do you got versus them?
I've got Duke winning.
Okay.
I've got Duke going to the Final Four. So spoiler alert. But I do have Duke getting to the Elite Eight and beating Arizona in that Sweet 16 matchup.
Got Arizona getting the better of Duke there. I think I'm scared of teams that not only have one player being their best player as a freshman, but their two best players being freshmen.
Yeah.
Just scary in a tournament. I'm going to go with the seniority on that side. Give me Arizona.
That brings us to our matchup. I have BYU versus Bama. Again, I like BYU. I like Bama, but I like BYU beating Alabama in the Sweet 16 and playing Duke in the battle of the white dudes in the Elite Eight. Duke versus BYU.
That would be fantastic. I've got Bama VCU. I am going to go with Bama taking on Arizona. So we have a completely different Elite Eight there over here in the East.
Yeah, so Duke plays BYU in the Elite Eight, and Duke wins and goes to the Final Four. John Shire, who is a dog.
He is.
D-A-W-G dog, John Shire, getting out of the shadows of Coach K once and for all and takes his Duke Blue Devils to the Final Four, beating BYU to get there.
The Tide roll to the Final Four, beating Arizona.
SECOE.
SECOE. And that is our East region. Just one more to go. Isn't that crazy?
That's right. One more to go. 1 hour and a half to go here on Dusty and Mac this week on 96.5 The Fan. I'll tell you why we won't get Missouri versus Kansas in the Sweet 16. It's heartbreaking, but the truth hurts sometimes. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, spring is officially here. It's going to be a beautiful week, and that means you're going to start looking at your yard, and you're going to start saying, I got to do something about this. Well, you're going to do what I did this year, and you're going to call the professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and they're going to come out, and they're going to take care of your lawn. Why do it yourself? Because quite honestly, we don't know what we're doing, but the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control went to college for this. They're college-educated professionals, and they're going to get the job done right the first time. I can't wait for them to come out to my house and tell me what I need to do to make my lawn look great. In fact, they're not going to tell me what to do. They're just going to take care of it and do it themselves because they've been doing it since 1985, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And like I said, since 1985, they've been veteran-owned, serving Kansas City. Right now, if you mention this ad, you'll get a free estimate and up to half off your first application. So you want to expect the best. You don't want to wait. You want to visit them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
March is officially here. Come enjoy some great basketball at The Other Place. With 5 area Kansas City locations, The Other Place is a one-of-a-kind game day experience with dine-and-only specials during every tournament game. Come stop by The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and the newest one in Belton.
Your new Academy Sports and Outdoor store is now open in Kansas City, Northland. With the best in sports equipment, outdoor gear, apparel, and footwear from the brands you love, all at low prices every day. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands like Nike, Stanley, Brooks, Carhartt, Blackstone, Yeti, Titleist, Shimano, and more. Plus, you can shop online or on our app with free in-store pickup. Or enjoy free shipping to your home on purchases over $25. Your newest Academy Sports and Outdoor store is located at 9130 Northwest Skyview Avenue.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Heartland Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
It's time to find out who was in the zone. Presented by
AutoZone. Cleveland has been on fire this season, and they are charging through their schedule as the playoffs approach. Not only have they already clinched a spot in the playoffs, but they also only lost once in the month of February. The winning streak continued into March, and they look to continue to pull away in the East as the season draws to a close. In the Zone is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Calling all college hoops fans. Make your next bet during March matchups at BetMGM go even further with an underdog boost token. Simply add any plus 200 or longer tournament straight bet to your bet slip and activate your underdog boost token. If that bet hits, you'll walk away with a higher payout. For a tournament full of unforgettable moments, BetMGM is your sports book for all of it. Enjoy same-game parlays, original bets you won't find anywhere else, player props, and so much more during March matchups. And when there's a break in the tournament action or you're looking to switch things up, check out daily promotions and offers for all your favorite sports. Don't miss your chance at a bigger March matchup score with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as tokens that expire in 48 hours. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side, 435 northbound, heavy from 23rd Street up towards Winter with an accident reporting, blocking at least one lane of traffic. Heading into downtown, 670 eastbound, gets slow at I-35, stays slow over towards Main Street. Alan Corn, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right along on this wonderful Thursday morning in Kansas City. Damn glad to have you on this Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. All things tournament talk. We've gone through the South, we've gone through the West, we've gone through the East. We only have the Midwest left, which means by the end of the show, we should have our Final Four and our national champion. And all tournament coverage here on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views. It's not sugarcoated. We know what today's all about. College basketball. But it's also kind of interesting where you lie geographically when it comes to college basketball, because today, both sides of the line, Kansas and Missouri, both squads play. A lot of juice, right? Missouri plays Drake, a lot of local ties. A lot of people picking Drake in that matchup. I think Mizzou wins that matchup, obviously. Then they will run into Texas Tech in the second round. I don't think they win that matchup, which is heartbreaking. And the truth of the reality is that it sucks and it hurts. Because it would be nice to think about what next week could be if Kansas were to beat Arkansas today or this evening, and then somehow beat St. John's and get to the Sweet 16, which would then need Missouri to beat Drake and then beat Texas Tech. I think we can all be honest here and be realistic. That would be a massive, massive parlay to hit, that KU and Missouri would play in the Sweet 16. We have the opportunity. We had talked earlier that they like to sprinkle some storylines throughout the March Madness tournament. Calipari and Bill Self will square off tonight on CBS at 6:30-ish for that matchup with those two Goliaths of coaches going up against each other, a 6-6 record against one another.
Yeah, that part's cool.
The tie's got to break. The legendary matchup between those two coaches. And the thing that's interesting, though, is that if Missouri and Kansas were to play each other in the Sweet 16, you know when that game would be? Thursday or Friday next week. Do I need to remind you of what significant event happens next Thursday next week? Opening day in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
You would have opening day, possibly Missouri and Kansas, or if you're like a lot of us and you're going to go out to the Hollywood Casino and see the Royals Roundtable with Vern, Kyle Isbell, Michael Massey, you'd have that Friday night matchup, which could then be Missouri versus Kansas. And to me, there's not a lot of sports that when you watch them are more enjoyable than to have KU and Missouri fans in the same area. Because we can all agree, Missouri fans know more about KU and KU knows more about Mizzou. I know that's a hyperbolic take, but to be fair, I bet Carrington knows more about Mizzou than Kansas. I'll be honest with you. But I think he knows a lot more about Kansas than the average Kansas fan.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
And I think the same thing goes for a lot of KU fans.
Like a Rob.
Yes, where Rob could tell you Caleb Grill's school path all the way to Missouri.
He really could.
He could tell you what town in Wichita and what suburb he probably grew up in.
Yep.
He could probably tell you where he gets that nice mullet cut. And you know that sucker is nice.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah. So I would say that if there is the possibility, it would be so great to see Missouri and Kansas. But that's what is so great about this tournament, is it doesn't always line up this way. And, you know, I was, Sunday years old when I found out you couldn't play a team that you've already played before in the first round. And I was really hoping that in that West region, that there was going to be the possibility of KU and Missouri playing that 8-9 matchup. Then we don't have to wait. We just get that at 6:30 tonight or whenever that game would be played. But this is why we do sports. This is why we love sports. Because how great is it that tonight KU will start at 6:10 and play their game against Arkansas. And then right when Mizzou is getting ready to tip off against Drake, that game, KU-Arkansas, possibly at halftime. So when you're pausing and you don't want to listen to, Seth Greenberg or Jalen Rose, whoever's on that channel doing that game, and you get to listen to the start of Missouri versus Drake, that's perfect timing.
It's amazing.
And then when it's halftime at Mizzou and Drake, you flip right back over to Kansas and Arkansas. And you get to have that little juice there to finish that game up. Oh, that game ended electric. Kansas won. Then all Mizzou fans are going, all right, Mizzou, win this game and give us that much more hope to see if we can play Kansas in the Sweet 16. Again, a lot would have to happen.
Of course.
Missouri would possibly have to beat Drake and Texas Tech. KU would have to beat Arkansas and St. John's. So Bill Self will have to go full Fredo. Kiss of death. See you, Don. See you, Don Chewy. See you, Don Corleone. But again, that's the beauty of what this tournament can bring, are these little storylines. And I would love nothing more than to see Missouri versus Kansas, because that's what today's all about.
Yep.
College basketball or Missouri and Kansas. That's it. I could go on forever about Jack Caglione hitting another yard ski ball last night. Bobby Witt Jr. going deep to center last night. I mean, how many times in your life are you going to see Caglione and Bobby Witt Jr. hit home runs together? That's the future. But right now in the present is Missouri and Kansas playing today on a Thursday, where, again, Mac and I will be at Jefferson's after the show with our guy Nick Price, the location in Lenexa. So if you want to come up, have some wings, some brews, hang out with two dudes,
hit us up.
Let us know. We'll be there. And, but I know I like this because tonight is more of like an overkill. Like, it's going to make Friday that much easier. Right? Not only that, these games aren't at like 8:45 at night.
That's so nice.
These games are right in the dinner hour.
Yes.
Right? This is a perfect pizza night. This is what sports are for. This is for, hey, I'll take, the large from Minsky's. Or I'll go to the other place on my way home, and I'll pick up a pizza, and I'll take it home and get ready for Mizzou, and then I'll get ready for get Kansas first, and I'll get Mizzou at the halftime of the KU game. That's what this is all about. That's what you love sports for. And you get to check in on your friends who might be Mizzou fans or KU fans. And then tomorrow you get to dissect everything that happened. But I do think, if I'm being honest, I do think Missouri wins tonight, and I do think Kansas wins tonight.
Wow. So you really, okay.
Yeah, I do. I have it in the bracket. I have Missouri beating Drake, and I have Kansas beating Arkansas.
Do you think MU fans and vice versa with KU fans are like rooting for each other?
I think they want to see it.
Yeah, because they want to see it too.
Everybody's friendly until they get together in the same room.
Yep.
Because, I mean, first off, think about how great that would make the drive.
Hell yeah.
You have KU alum Rob, who bleeds crimson and blue. And then you have Mizzou, Dot, who bleeds the gold and black. And then that show on Thursday or Friday is electric for your home for Kansas City Sports on 96.5 The Fan. So, I mean, I think that we all want to see it. And the significance of that is that locally they play on the same night, identical times almost, like 20 minutes separate them. 25 minutes, might be 35 after it's all said and done. But that's what locally this tournament can do. Like, imagine if Carolina and Duke are on the same bracket.
Yeah, or Auburn and Bama. They were on the same bracket. Yeah. It'd be similar.
Right. And so, because there is a possibility, I believe, and there's a Midwest bracket matchup. You could have Tennessee, Kentucky later on.
Third round.
Imagine what that's like down there in Knoxville.
It's going to be awesome.
Right? That'd be crazy.
Be electric.
Nashville will be electric.
I'd want to be there so bad. It'd be great. Yeah.
For sure.
It'd be awesome.
But you get to be here on Friday
Hell
or
yeah.
on Thursday for Mizzou and Kansas playing on the same side of the bracket.
Goosebumps.
I love it.
On a year where Mizzou Dot has been spouting off on KU. You're trash. You don't have it. How funny would it be for all of that to come full circle and say, hey, we're here.
And
What's up?
That I think is also the beauty of it. Because, you have Rob, if KU loses, complete meltdown. Mizzou loses, complete meltdown.
Yeah.
Nobody wins if they both lose.
Yeah, it's going to be a sad show if they both lose. One of them needs to win. I bet one of them wins.
So funny, you keep talking KU. Both will lose today. Want to bet?
I don't think both are losing. I don't think so. Yeah. I've got Arkansas winning today, though. I will say that.
Somebody says, I agree. Agreed time is perfect, except I've got to coach baseball. Something tells me that one of those games is going to be on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, foul pole to foul pole. We just did that 3 straight times. You just gained one more. Foul pole to foul pole. And then from the 816, take the day off or respect the text. It's not St. John's, it's St. Don's.
Hey.
Perfect. I'll take a chicken cutlet sandwich, and I'll take a little capicola with a side of Camus.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Cannot wait for tonight's matchup with KU and Arkansas. Okay, at 913, what's the bet? What do you want it? You say both teams lose. All I have to have is one of the teams win. Sign me up.
That's easy. Is there... Well, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is going to be one of those games where everything clicks for KU. Like, that's the team that was supposed to be. And then Caleb Grill's going to go out there in his hometown and go 6 for 9 from the three-point arc and have 28 points. And everybody's going to be like, see, that's the Caleb Grill we needed.
And
then everything's going to be deflated in round 2.
Gosh, that would be the most Kansas thing, though, if they come out today. Dickinson 30 and 10, and Mayo's hitting threes. Adams is dunking over people. That's what KU does. You think they're out until they're not. Is there a game other than Mizzou KU? That's front of the line, starting at 6:10 on CBS with KU in Arkansas, and then at 6:35 on True TV. Is there another game today that you're going to be locked in on?
The one that sticks out is the early one that we'll be watching at Jefferson's in Lenexa, which is the Louisville-Creighton game.
It's a great one.
Dougie Mack going up against Louisville, who is maybe got the most pressure on anybody in the first round.
Feels
right?
like it.
You're not supposed to be an 8 seed.
No.
You're a 5 seed. Start acting like one. And they play Creighton, who's a good team.
It's a really good team.
Really good team.
First game of the day. It's 11:15 on CBS.
No doubt about it. Really look forward to that game. Let's see. What other games we have? First round, March 20th. I think Oregon-Liberty could be sneaky good.
Yep.
I think that's a sneaky good game. And I think Arizona and Akron could be good. But I'm really interested in a good game, which is BYU-VCU.
Well, are those Friday?
It says March 20th, first round.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I'm just not seeing it on mine. But that's...
I could be wrong. I could bring it up.
No, VCU BYU. There it is. Yeah. 3:05.
3:05. So that's like the middle afternoon game.
Yep.
Luckily for us, we're able to have a little nap session on our schedule. So 3:05, got home from Jefferson's.
Yeah.
Lay down on the bed. You might rest some eyes for a couple minutes, but that's the game outside of those. So someone says they lose, you might have the drive with Jay Binkley and Kramer Sansone tomorrow. Yeah, Carrington is nowhere to be found.
That's good.
Yeah. So that is that. We'll get back into our region and our brackets and college basketball talk, which all of college basketball and tournament talk here is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. You brought up a good question because I saw a short video on Twitter the other day, and it was talking about the wolf from Pulp Fiction, which I know you haven't seen, so I don't want to bring it up.
No, I've seen Pulp Fiction.
Okay. That's the only Quentin Tarantino movie you've seen?
No. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Django.
Hateful Eight?
Haven't seen Hateful Eight.
Reservoir Dogs? Inglourious Bastards? Okay.
No, I got work to do.
Yeah.
I ain't perfect.
It's like you're the Blink-182 fan. It's like, dude, Untitled, best album. Well, not quite. Good album.
Great
Very
album.
dark album. The pills started affecting Tom DeLonge on that album. Also, the Boxcar Racer spinoff didn't help the chemistry in that band. Hey, Travis,
Another
don't
great
tell
album.
Mark, but come over here and do this band with me. But no, you brought up a question because we saw the wolf from Pulp Fiction is one of the best side characters of a movie. So 2 questions here, 913-586-7965. Of the Chiefs dynasty run, as we squeeze in a little football talk here, who's your favorite side character from the Chiefs dynasties? So going back to Super Bowl, the first one they won, to the one that they just lost, who's been your favorite side character? Right, we could agree the main characters are Travis, Chris, Patrick, Trent, McDuffie.
Sure.
Okay.
Throw him in there.
That's 4. Creed, that's another main character.
Throw Creed in there.
I don't think he'd be anybody's favorite.
No.
But who's your favorite side character of the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty? Also,
okay,
who's your favorite side character from a movie of all time?
Gotcha.
913-586-7965, Jay Southland Tow Service text line. Who's your favorite Chiefs side character from the dynasty?
God, this is a tough one. There are a few names that come to mind off the top. And I don't know. This is like maybe too good to be a side character, so you can kind of gauge it with me and say, yeah, Mac, get a new one. L'Jarius Sneed, side character?
Yeah, because I don't know if he was a main character on that defense.
On that defense, he was.
But when you talk about the Chiefs, I think there'd be some people like, he wasn't a side character. Give that man his respect. He was a main character.
Okay, and I feel like the text line would say that, so that's why I was ready
Would
with
he
another
have been
one.
a main character if he doesn't punch the ball out of Zay Flowers' hands?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Did that elevate him to main character status?
I think it did.
Okay.
I'll go Willie Gay.
Newly acquired Dolphin.
Yes, sadly so. Would love to have him back here in
A lot of
Kansas
people
City.
wanted him back.
Yeah, would love to have him.
But, I mean, you have all your linebackers under contract.
That's true.
Tranquil's under one more year. Leo Chenal's still on the rookie deal. And Nick Bolton just got signed.
Yeah, I really wanted him, and I think a lot of Chiefs fans concurred with me that before that Bolton contract, was like, all right, Willie Gay, cheap. And then Bolton happened, I was like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fun. Sideline to sideline, great tackler, brought the energy, the swag serve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Willie Gay bringing back is similar to the feeling that we had with, like, Kareem Hunt. I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, dude, cheap, good, fills his role, knows the team.
Yep.
And then there'd be other people like, I just don't understand this. We have other guys under contract. We have like Isaiah Pacheco. We went and got Elijah Mitchell. We have Drew Tranquil. We have Nick Bolton. We have Leo Chenal. Why do we have Willie Gay?
Yeah, why? Yeah.
Respect Willie Gay. Thought he was great for the Chiefs when healthy. Missed a lot of time being injured.
He did. That was the problem.
And that's an issue. My side character is Frank Clark.
Ooh.
Frank Clark gives me the Wolf vibes. He's coming in here to clean it up towards the end.
God, he was awesome.
Right? Like playoff Frank is what we always call him. The quote that he had about Derrick Henry, wearing the mink coat. Right? Just playoff Frank. All-time, leading sacker for the Chiefs in the playoffs?
Yes, and I think he's third all-time in NFL or something?
Right, and now Karlaftis is second behind Frank Clark. Frank Clark, to me, screams side character. Like, he's not the number one guy you'd think of when you think of the dynasty run where you're like, oh, yeah, Mahomes was great, Tyreek Hill was great, Sammy Watkins might be a side character for some. I think that might be Bob's big side character would be Sammy Watkins. But I'm just going with Frank Clark. And then, low-key, Terrell Suggs. I was you when DeAndre Hopkins got announced when they got Suggs.
What, Sizzle?
Because I was like, T-Sizzle, man. Brings a lot of expertise, brings that dog in the locker room, and got the Super Bowl win. Got to see him on the trolleys when they were going through down Broadway, turning right in front of the Washington Square, going into Union Station. Terrell Suggs up there just hyping up the crowd.
Hell yes.
It was fun. Terrell Suggs was a fun side character.
Yeah.
Because I thought he could add a lot. I don't know how much he did add, but his veteran presence was there. He was good. He disrupted a lot of plays in the backfield. But he and Frank Clark would probably be my favorite side characters of the Chiefs dynasty. 913-586-7965. Someone says buttkicker.com.
He's catapulting himself into main character the longer this dynasty goes, too.
A good one here from the 913, Chad Henne.
Hell yes.
Great side character.
Hell yes. Anything's possible, dude.
Somebody says James Winchester, best side character. Nick Bolton, my favorite side character for the Chiefs. Honey Badger getting a lot of love. Sammy Watkins getting a lot of love. Damian Williams. Perfect
great one.
pick.
Yeah.
Could have won
great
Super Bowl MVP. Put the game on ice. Lit the candles. All you had to do was blow them out and start eating the cake.
Hell yeah.
Damian Williams' run was epic against San Francisco. McColl and Mike Pennell on defense. Somebody says from the 316. McColl on offense, McColl and Mike Pennell. I mean, that side character won the Super Bowl with a catch.
Yeah.
Right?
Drafted by the Chiefs, worked his way up. And yeah, Pennell just always comes in the playoffs, run stopper.
Right.
Ooh, Dirty Dan from the 785.
Had a big one.
Two big ones.
Somebody says underrated Damian Williams clinching that first Super Bowl in those red and black Nikes. Yeah, those were like the Jordan 1s, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Frank Clark's side character performance-wise. Sorensen and Donna Kelsey as side characters. A lot of Dan Sorensen.
660 says defensive coordinator. I forget his name.
Spags?
Spags? It's a good side character.
You got a good side character from a movie?
I don't know if you count it side again, but Heath Ledger, Dark Knight.
Main character.
Okay.
Commissioner Gordon would be like a side
character.
Okay,
gotcha.
Or Anne Hathaway and that leather on that bike is a side character.
Baby.
Praise God.
She had an appearance the other day. She looks great. Hasn't aged a day.
No.
All right, what about you?
Never will. Eli Roth in Inglourious Bastards.
Got to see it. Haven't seen it.
I don't know if I can say his name on air, but his character's name is the Bear Jew.
Okay.
He comes out of a cave and just goes nuts on this guy's cranium with a baseball bat. Teddy freaking ball game just knocked into the freaking park, Fenway Park. Teddy ball game. You really need to see Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, that's when I gotta go. I gotta watch that.
Oh man. The old Cajun man and Joe Dirt. Home where you make it. No. Home where you make it. I don't get it, man. That don't help me none. Somebody says the referee from Semi-Pro. From the 316, I'll take Turk Wharton as my side character chief.
Nice.
And best character is Val Kilmer as Elvis in True Romance. Somebody says Heath Ledger in Lords of Dogtown.
Okay.
McLovin getting a lot of love as a side character.
Classic.
Yeah, you're just an organ donor from Hawaii. It'll work. Love that. Another one that I like is Rocco from Boondock Saints, which you haven't seen. The Funny Man. You need to watch that movie, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not trying to be like Bob here.
No, you're not.
That's a great movie. And you'll understand when you're like, oh, Rocco. Rocco, what? What's the name of the cat?
But again, it is that time of the day. We get to the end of the hour. I want to know. So does Mac. Who would be the worst NBA player that you could bring to a team of a 16 seed that could get them to the national title? I'm going to tell you why one Florida Gator from the past could do it because of where his game is at now. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
913-586-7965. Call in right now and tell me how much I suck.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, my friends at Foaling have got the perfect activity planned for you tonight. It's Bar League Jeopardy. Yeah, you better believe it. Every Monday night, they do Bar League Jeopardy at 7 o'clock, and it's free to play with weekly prizes. Plus, it's hosted by the trivia aficionados at Geeks Who Drink and their very own Jeopardy champ, Pat Kerr, who also tends bar at Foaling. It's an audio-visual experience that feels like you stepped right into the game of Jeopardy. You'll play it from your phone. You'll have a ton of fun. You'll enjoy their world-class bar that has a beer selection second to none, and you can bring your own food, or you can order from anywhere and have it delivered to Foaling. Plus, they have rotating Jeopardy-themed drink specials and features every Monday night. So get into Foaling tonight and play the Bar League Jeopardy, and more importantly, take advantage of Foaling and see what it's all about. It is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You set up the pins just like you're going to bowl, but instead, you're throwing the football at them. You're knocking them down, and you're having the time of your life. Reserve a lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com. Foal on.
When it comes to college basketball and March Mania, nothing's for sure. Bet the unexpected every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings is offering all customers a no-sweat parlay every single day. How does it work? Opt in and place a bet on any parlay. If your bet doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code 965. That's code 965. To get a no-sweat parlay every single day. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Kansas only. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Eligibility and wagering restrictions apply. Opt in to get one no-sweat bet. No-sweat bonus bet issued in amount of losing qualifying bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Maximum reward and qualifying bet criteria vary. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Here's a question. Would you take your storm-damaged car to a body shop that only did bumpers? Of course not. So why call just a roofing company after your entire home or business goes through a storm? Get more than a roofer. Get an experienced restoration team. Get PAC Construction Services. We're seasoned construction professionals and, are you ready? Former insurance adjusters. Our 100 years of diverse and specialized experience means faster repairs, fewer hassles, and fewer delays. Our emergency response team is on call 24/7 for storm damage, fire, water, and even mold restoration. Veteran-owned, Kansas City trusted. No one will care more for your home or business inside and out than we will. We're ready when you need us. Visit PacKC.com and schedule a free inspection. With KC's recent storm history, there's a good chance you could already have covered damage. Find out today at PacKC.com. That's PACTKC.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Join us in supporting Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. Visit any KC, Topeka, or Lawrence Jersey Mike's and donate. You can also donate through the Jersey Mike's app. Help the fight against childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's.
Opening day coverage is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Stop by Hollywood Casino every Wednesday in March from 12 until 2 to register for your chance to win opening day tickets. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side, 435 northbound remains heavy from 23rd Street up towards Winter with an accident blocking at least 1 lane of traffic. Heading 435 westbound, things slow at Holmes and stay slow over towards the Warnell exit with an accident blocking 2 right lanes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Coming up at 9:30, we'll have Alex Gold in here because he is the gambling godfather. That should be his name.
The Gold Gambling Godfather?
I'll have Gold, the Gold Gambling Godfather. GGGs. So we'll have Alex Gold sit in. He just brought in the TV, so we're official.
Yeah, he brought in the hoops, baby.
Yep.
I love it.
3 TVs, 1 studio, 2
Good.
work. That's great. But no, Alex Gold at 9:30 to give us some gambling picks for the Friday slate of games. We'll talk about Missouri and Kansas. Plus, he'll be able to give you that link to the Cody and Gold tournament. A lot of you asking about it. I wish I knew what it was. That's their show. They've got it all set up. So otherwise, but Gold will be here at 9:30. So that keeps you here on this show for about another hour, and then you'll get the link. I'll ask Alex first question. Alex, give the link to the people so they can get these games in. I just filled out our office one.
Yeah, I filled that out last night. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm good to go. Now I just got to figure out the link to Venmo.
Yeah, I don't know that.
They did not give us that one.
Yep.
So I have to go by the engineering office and be like, hey, Sterling, my guy, what's your Venmo?
Yeah, because he probably wants that before, and then he just sends it all, I imagine. Yeah.
And then don't forget, Mac and I will be at Jefferson's in Lenexa to watch the first rounds of the games. We'll dive into that. Some side characters coming in. Somebody asked me what I thought about the Boondock Saints second movie. I watched 10 minutes of it and turned it off, if that gives you any sort of clarification. Val Kilmer in any movie he was ever in, the Iceman and Top Gun. Solid side character.
That's a good one.
He's also great in MacGruber. Mr. Chow from The Hangover is a lot of people's favorite side character. Timmy from South Park, a.k.a. the old Hannah Cavender's ex-boyfriend, Carson Beck. She
fumbled the bag.
Big time. I mean, he fumbled that the way Cam Newton fumbled that snap in the Super Bowl and just did not try to go to recover it.
Yeah, he's like, that's it.
What an idiot. Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers is a hilarious side character. What's his name? Like Chaz? Yeah, I met her at a funeral. Died in a hang gliding accident. What an idiot. Yeah. So, fun topic there. Somebody says, Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Rest in peace, Vern Troyer. Mini-Me, stop bumping the laser. So, we'll get back to the bracket, the Midwest side, but you brought up a question that I think you found on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yep.
Who's the worst NBA player that could bring a 16 seed a national title? So when I looked at this and I thought about it, I'm like, who's somebody that's like would be a force to be reckoned with, right? Like Zach Edey last year, one of the softest big men I've ever seen.
Hate that guy.
But not a huge fan.
No.
Really not.
No.
But Zach Edey was just too much, right? And like in college basketball, if you have a big presence, you would think they could carry out. Looking at you, Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah. 7-2.
To me, it's either one of two guys. Because again, you have to go not bad, but like a not big NBA player, but would go to like a, I don't know, Alabama State.
Yeah. And be able to carry.
Give me Al Horford.
Hey, the Godfather, 39-year-old Al Horford.
07-08 Gators, baby. Back-to-back champs.
Hell yeah,
right?
baby. Hell yeah.
Great team.
Yes.
Corey Brewer.
Loved Corey
Joakim
Brewer.
Noah. You guys look very similar. That's not funny.
That's not funny.
That's not
Don't
funny.
like that.
That is not
That's
a good
mean.
comp. Yeah. Noah. They had Noah, Brewer, Horford won back-to-back
big
titles
three,
with Billy Donovan. That would then segue him into Oklahoma City. He's your boy, follows. But Horford can hit threes now.
He can hit threes.
And he can be big inside. He's won 2 titles before with 1 seeds in Florida. Maybe not a 1 seed one year, but maybe a 1 seed one year. Give me Al Horford.
And a title in the pros.
Or give me for the same reason, Brook Lopez.
Oh, yeah. Can shoot threes. Massive.
Big. Wouldn't be able to stop him. You know, freshman in college. Like, against Brook Lopez. Not a great NBA player. Not one of these guys, like, I can't be like, oh, yeah, put Jason Tatum on Alabama State and watch him go.
Come on.
That'd be like Steph Curry to Davidson.
Yeah.
Which
They
actually
win.
happened to be the trailblazing of what Steph Curry's career
Yes.
was. Who the hell is this little guy that just hits threes from everywhere? Just wait in 5 years. You'll see.
He's the future.
But yeah, I would go Al Horford or Brook Lopez in my deep train of thought in this disgusting, messed up, lost and delirious mind that is belonged to Dusty Likens.
I love it. Brook Lopez and Al Horford. So you're thinking big guy can stretch the floor, but if they need a bucket.
But can also shoot.
Yes, exactly. Stretch the floor,
Like watch
shoot a
Hunter
three.
Dickinson shoot a three. It's like me going to a porcelain store. It doesn't belong.
Yeah, it's just like,
hands in your pockets. Get out of here. Don't touch anything.
He doesn't look confident when he shoots the three.
He never looks confident.
Well, that's true.
He misses dunks. Did you see his pass
Yeah.
he tried to complete back behind his head?
Over the head.
The hell was that?
He did complete one that was cool like that.
One.
Yeah, like one. Yeah, this is a fun question. I've got a lot of names here. I'm going to try and choose the ones that people would know. So I went older on one of my guys, Jeff Green. He's in his late 30s now, but he knows everything. He can still dunk over people. He can shoot. He's like 6'8", so he can guard pretty much every position. He's going to be stronger than a lot of the centers. Not all of them, but he'll be able to help.
He's also 40.
That's the problem. But old man strength. Hey, come on. One game at a time, Jeff. Let's go. Al Horford and Brook Lopez, those guys are old. Give me Kelly Olynyk.
Oh, my God. He went to Gonzaga,
He went to Gonzaga, baby, with the headband.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Did that one guy that looks like he smells all the time from Gonzaga that played for like 10 years?
Yeah,
What was
he
that guy's
played forever.
name?
I don't know.
Something
I know
Mitty.
who you're talking about.
Witty, Mitty.
Schmitty.
Gosh, what was his name? He had like the weird headband, the mustache. He looked like White Goodman from Dodgeball. What was his name?
It's
Timmy.
actually pretty true.
It was Timmy.
You're thinking of, yes.
Yeah, Gonzaga. Timmy.
Yes,
he was there for like
big
10
guy,
years.
Tim.
Yeah, Timmy. His name was Timmy.
Yeah, that was the last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timmy. Nice. Kobe White went to North Carolina a few years back.
Kobe with a K?
Yep. No, it's a C, but it's Kobe. It's C-O-B-Y. Kobe White, yeah, pretty good point guard. I think he could do it. You get hot from three. Speaking of hot from three, my guy Peyton Pritchard, 6th Man of the Year favorite. He would just lace threes. He'd have to be hot.
I worry because what if he hits a cold stretch?
Yeah, if he's cold, then that would be rough because he's not going to help you on defense that much. But he'd be able to drive to the hoop. He's quicker. He's faster. He's got great handles.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew Timmy. There it is from the 816 and
Drew
913. There
Timmy.
it is coming
I got
in.
the last name.
Yeah, that was it.
Take it.
It's like, Timmy, what is that? What's his last name? I
He
was
just
like, no,
looks
that
like
was
he
his
just
last name.
always stunk. It's like, what's that poop smell?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Poo Timmy.
It's Poo Timmy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Straight up. Here comes Pooh.
Here comes Poo Timmy.
Yo, I play college basketball. Dude, you're 30.
Him and Hunter Dickinson both. Adam Morrison coming in on the text line.
Yeah, he kind of failed for the Lakers.
Yep. Didn't work out. Zach Levine from the 660. Too good.
Too good.
I think he's too good.
He's won the Sixth Man of the Year before, hadn't he?
No, he's
always started for the Bulls.
Yeah,
and
but he
stuff?
would be, yeah.
Do you have something that you think you're an expert on that everybody else probably thinks you're delirious of?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Because the three I came up with that everybody thinks they're an expert on,
Yeah.
driving for sure.
Oh, that's a great one.
Everyone in my mind is a terrible driver, when in reality, I probably suck.
And everyone in their car is thinking the same exact thing.
You're like, who the hell's driving this Buick? This guy's a total ass.
An ass.
Get this guy off the road. You can't go 75 in the fast lane. Get over. I also think that everybody thinks they're an expert in grilling. Oh, you haven't had my burgers, Frank. That's not how you cook a steak. You got to get those char marks on it. Maybe that's what you think. I think it might make it chewy. But I do think that I'm an expert at leaf removal.
I think you are too. Your before and after pictures have yet to prove me wrong.
Pretty good. You know what time it is? It's 9 o'clock. 9:30 is Alex Gold. That's when you get the link to their tournament because you're running out of time, you procrastinators. Tournament coverage on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. We dive into the rest. We dive into the rest of the regions, the Midwest region, where Tennessee Mac gets to take his team to the Final Four, and he'll explain why it makes sense outside of bias here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Missouri, I've got great news. You can now play with the Underdog app in your state. So put on those dancing shoes and pick up your phones. It's time to make picks on March college basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats, like points, assists, rebounds, and so much more. Get those picks right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? So get in the game by signing up for Underdog using promo code BOB to claim a gimme pick as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you deposit. Cash in on every bucket this season with Underdog. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do? Like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking. And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
The trip of the summer is coming. Live. Collective Soul. Summer Unity Tour 2025. Starlight Theater, July 16th. With Our Lady Peace. Special guest, Graylin James Rue. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at kcstarlight.com. Live, Collective Soul, Our Lady Peace. Part of the Capitol Federal Concert Series.
Incubus, live. Nice to know you. Performing the album Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. July 8th, Starlight Theater. Special guest, Manchester Orchestra. On sale now at kcstarlight.com. Don't miss Incuba's performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. Part of the Capitol Federal Concert Series.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars Tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 69 highway southbound, very heavy. You head delays past College Boulevard on the main lanes and Service Road, and it just crawls down towards 119th Street with an accident reporting. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern. The Hot Stove Show is back every Thursday night at 6 o'clock from spring training all the way up until opening day. This is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM, and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Crunching time here on 96.5 The Fan. Dusty like is Mac Morey with you on a wonderful Thursday in Kansas City. Damn, glad to have you. Got the spare TV set up in here thanks to Mr. Alex Gold. He'll come on the show here at 9:30. We'll get you everything you need to know about the bracket, how to get in there, how to get signed up, how to take some on. Tournament coverage on 96.5 The Fan brought to you by Twin Peaks, Eat Street Scenic Views. Vernier's Hot Stove tonight at 6 o'clock, followed by Logan for After Hours from 7 until 9. Missouri and Kansas playing today. Kansas at 6:10 on CBS. Missouri at 6:35 as of now on True TV. Some banger action going on today in college basketball. This is the greatest weekend of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. How many dudes are getting vasectomies this weekend?
The sun's out. It's not 30 degrees anymore. It kind of almost is. About 40 degrees now.
So it's a heat wave.
Yep.
Yeah, what is the high today?
I think it's 51.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think by like 3 o'clock it'll be like 50 degrees and sunny.
No doubt about it. We're against the clock, but we've got to finish our bracket.
We're almost done.
We'll do our final 4 winners at the last segment of the show to kind of give you where we think we're at, but we dive into what is the Midwest region, our final region of the day. We've done every single one, Southwest, East. Now we move on to the Midwest. We start at the top. SIU Edwardsville versus Houston. Really?
Houston.
Come on. Houston.
Houston,
we have a problem. Whoops. We move on to the 8-9 game. You all right over there?
I'm great.
Okay. We move on to the 8-9 game. Gonzaga versus Georgia, the GG's battle.
GG's. This is my game.
Right. I'm going to take the dogs.
Gonna take the dogs.
I'm going to take the dogs. SECOE, baby.
They're both dogs.
The hell with Gonzaga. Kelly Olynyk, Adam Morrison, Timmy, Chet Holmgren.
Who, Timmy?
What a hell of a starting five you could have.
Dude, big boys.
Chet Holmgren, Drew Timmy, Kelly Olynyk, Adam Morrison, and then Kevin Bacon is their coach.
Well, no, Holmgren wasn't. Holmgren was UConn, right?
No. Holmgren with Gonzaga. Look it up.
Look it up.
Chet Holmgren, Gonzaga. Built on stilts. He was recruited by Kevin Bacon, who was great in Hollow Man. Yeah, go ahead and tell the people who was right.
Gonzaga.
Right, done. So I got Houston facing Georgia in that matchup. We move down. We get Clemson versus McNeese State.
I'll take Georgia as well.
Okay.
Because I'll pick that game.
Okay.
Too,
I'm going to take Clemson over McNeese. McNazy.
Give me McNeese.
So there's a 12-5 upset. Upset
alert!
McNeese State takes over Clemson and Max bracket. I take Clemson. We go to Purdue and the garage. I'm sorry, the High Point. Getting numb on the gum. High Point versus Purdue. Matt Painter. Look, the dude lost in the first round when he was a 1 seed. He ain't losing again in the first round as a 4 seed. I got Matt Painter, who was supposed to be Missouri's head coach, but then he was a traitor and didn't make the flight, stayed in Purdue, which Purdue's where, Mac?
Ohio.
Indiana. I don't know. But I have Purdue beating High Point, a.k.a. Team Garage.
I've got Purdue as well.
Okay. We go down the bracket. Illinois versus Xavier. Dude, look. Give me the play-in vibes, man. Give me Xavier.
Same.
That kid they got at 33, they got hit in the jaw last night. Thought he got knocked out. Came back, hit some clutch threes. Look, they have endurance. They have depth. They have a team in Xavier, Big East team, right? I believe.
Yep, I think so.
They're a team that could be, putting a team like Illinois, number 6 seed, on skates. Give me Xavier over Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going to take Xavier too.
Okay.
I mean, they showed resilience. That game was lost, as you know.
Yep. Brutal backdoor
beat.
Brutal backdoor cover beat. I think that would be worthy of Scott Van Pelt's bad beats.
Texas plus 3.5 if you missed that.
Up by 13 with 7 minutes left. Could have won $116. Your money is fake. We go on down the bracket. UCLA versus Utah State. I always go against UCLA.
Did we pick Kentucky, Troy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kentucky versus Troy. Give me Kentucky. Give me the KY.
Absolutely. Okay. Onward.
Yeah. And then it's UCLA versus Utah State. Like I said earlier, I always pick against UCLA. Biggest frauds since Wooden. Yeah, they got to a couple Final Fours. They went to back-to-back Final Fours. Hell, they might have gotten to 3 out of 4 with Ben Howland back in the day, who just sweat when he woke up. But give me Utah State in the 10-7 upset over UCLA.
Same here.
Okay. Boy, Mac, who do you got winning against Tennessee versus Wofford?
GBO. Let's go, Vols. Tennessee with the win there. But if UCLA does beat Utah State and you get Tennessee, UCLA in that second round, there's another storyline there. Rick Barnes has been linked to UCLA for pretty much his whole career. Started out as an assistant coach there. He was rumored to maybe leave Tennessee a few years ago for UCLA. So wouldn't mind seeing him beat the brakes off them either.
Ricky Barnes.
Yep. RB, baby. Big year for Barnes. Big year.
Yep.
So we'll start from the bottom up then?
Go from the bottom up. I've got Tennessee versus Utah State. Tennessee wins that game. They move on to the Sweet 16 and play in weekend number 2.
Yes, sir.
Derek Jeter, number 2. Then I have Xavier versus Kentucky. So XV versus KY. You know where I'm going. Give me that rivalry matchup. Give me that Sweet 16 SEC juice. Give me Kentucky versus University of Tennessee and that Sweet 16 matchup. We move up the bracket. Clemson versus Purdue. I'm taking Purdue. I'm taking Purdue to the Sweet 16.
I will take Purdue as well to the Sweet 16.
That leaves us with one more left. That is the University of Houston versus the University of Georgia. The Dogs. Be a dog. Don't be no cat, meow. Be a dog. Give me the University of Houston to take over Georgia, and the University of Houston moves on to the Elite 8. No surprise there.
Yep, same. I've got Houston, Purdue, and I've got Tennessee and Kentucky. I think that is the same.
Yep, same Elite 8 in the Midwest bracket. I'm taking Kentucky to lose to the University of the Tennessee Vols.
Good.
I have the Tennessee Vols going to the Elite Eight. Who are they facing? No surprise. I have the Tennessee Vols facing the University of Houston in the Elite Eight. Houston versus Tennessee in the Elite Eight matchup.
Same here.
Yeah. And then we get into it.
This is where we get into it.
Big 12 versus SEC. I've stuck by my guns. If Worms had arms and machine guns.
If Worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them.
That's right. I've got the Tennessee Volunteers going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And beating Houston.
Come on.
In the Elite Eight and going on to the Final Four to face Duke. As I have Tennessee Duke in the Final Four.
And I will have Tennessee beating Houston to go face Alabama. So an SEC
you
side
should go
over
back
there.
to Greenbow, Alabama.
Alabama. That was good, Tom Hanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Vols, man, the only thing that'll stop them is the offense. They've got one of the best defenses in the country. They do have a top 40 offense, but you'd like that to see more in the top 20. Do they have a guy other than Jordan Gainey who can get a bucket on his own? Lanier's a great catch-and-shoot guy. Zakai Ziegler's got a couple of things up his sleeve. Milicic is a guy who can shoot some threes and
If he can
stretch
stay out
the
of foul
floor.
trouble.
He's got to stay out of foul trouble, but they don't. Gainey's the only guy who said you can go dribble the ball and get himself a bucket. That may become a problem for the Volunteers, but that defense, man, they'll lock up anyone. Oh, I'm excited. They play today as well.
That's right. They probably play like a late game, don't
Yeah,
they?
I think it's like 7-ish.
Yeah, it's really late for you.
It's right around when Severance comes out.
So, Final Four, we can paint the picture. My Final Four, I have Auburn playing St. John's. I'm sorry, I have Auburn playing St. Anne's. And I have Duke playing University of Tennessee. I have 2 1s, I have a 2, and a 2. So I have 2 1s and 2 2s going to the Final Four.
I have 3 2s and 1 1. Give me Michigan State and Florida on the left side. Bama and Tennessee. 3 SEC teams.
You and Mr. Ron Slett.
That's exactly right.
That's right. That is our bracket. We are down to our Final Four. If you've been listening to the show, we've given you all of our picks throughout the day. It's been fun. It's been real. And it doesn't make any sense. I may not be a smart man, Jenny, but I know what love is. Coming up on the other side, Alex Gold at 9:30. We'll ask him about your bracketology information that you can sign up for their thing. Plus, we'll ask him what he really thinks about Kansas and Missouri. That comes up at 9:30. Alex Gold will join us. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. The one you love is the light of your life. And if you're like most of us, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner. ED is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, and even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. At Heartland Men's Health, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. In fact, if you're like most guys, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and maybe find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. So call Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
No one brings more care and expertise to your lawn and landscape than Ryan Lawn and Tree. Get your free lawn Instaquote in minutes at ryanlawn.com/spring. Sign up this month and take 50% off your first application with Ryan Lawn and Tree.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush now.
Get your game on, go play.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus. In-game event ends 0300 EDT 27 April. Win the in-game event. Receive an invite to the live contest in June in California. Requires U.S. travel. For terms and conditions, visit 2.king.com/terms.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
Today, expect sunny conditions with a high of 53.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Fun show today here on 96.5 The Fan with McMorey, Dusty Likens with you. We'll be back tomorrow, and then the team's all together again on Monday. Bob will be back from Arizona from spring break with a tan. I feel like he's the guy that puts the sunscreen all over the nose.
100%. 100%.
You don't want to get skin cancer and stuff. It's bad. You don't. I've always got a big old bottle in the golf bag because a lot of sun. Don't need it.
Nice.
But no, the show will all be back together on Monday, 6 o'clock start. We'll have the first weekend of the tournament done, which will be fun. Somebody from the 816. Do we know if Mark Mitchell is healthy for Mizzou? Healthy? I don't know. Playing? Yes.
Playing.
But Caleb Grill's back in his hometown ready to cook on that grill. Again, from the 312. Do not see anywhere on CBS Sports to search for your Cody and Gold bracket pool. We will have Alex Gold in studio in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And he will give you the link and tell you where to go. I'm setting you up for success.
Yes.
I just don't know the actual logistics of how to get there or where to get there because it's not part of this show.
Yeah. If
we
knew, I'd give it to you.
I don't want to give away false information. But accurate information I can give you is that KU plays tonight, and so does the Mizzou Tigers. So you kind of know where this show's going to go from 2 to 6, right? 100%. KU alum and Rob, wannabe MU alum and Mizzou for Carrington. And it should be electric because where we were stolen from 2 weeks of content was post-Super Bowl. We didn't get to talk about the Chiefs in a three-peat and all that sort of stuff. So maybe the Lord of the sports can somehow give us, I don't care if it wrecks my bracket that much, but if we can get somehow, some way, whether we have to will it, pray it, hope it, wish it, want it, do it, Brian Griffin once said, to get Mizzou and Kansas in the Sweet 16. That's what the city wants. A city divided between two teams in the same bracket with a possible matchup, which would be a rematch of earlier this year when Kansas was almighty number one, and those dogs and those Tigers came in and knocked them out. So I'm excited for the potential. That's what this tournament does for us. It also gives us little tea leaves of history, right? We get the Calipari-Bill Self matchup, 6-6 head-to-head. They play tonight at 6:10. You get that game to start. And this is why I think outside of these two teams meeting up for the Sweet 16, for the possible potential that could be. Now, we've gone through our brackets, and this is the West region. If that were to happen, Kansas would have to go on a hell of a run through the Dons.
The Dons.
Bill Self would have to beat Calipari.
Yeah.
He would then have to beat Patino and St. John's. Tough track. Missouri has a handful of a game tonight against Drake that we're told. Sturts is a dog that we heard from Ron Slay, who joined us in the 7 o'clock hour. If you missed it, go back and check him out. It was a great, great time. Had fun with Ron.
Yeah, he's fun.
We'll bring him back next week. And Missouri plays Drake tonight. I think they win. I don't think that's an upset that a lot of people are picking. Drake seems just like that team that everybody's like, oh, you never know. A lot of local ties playing against Missouri. They didn't go to Mizzou. They went to Drake. They decided not to go. Here they are. Guy used to coach at a local school in Missouri. Was really good there. Now they get to have that show me game. No pun. But if Missouri wins that game, they would then play Texas Tech, which is where, I don't know where you'd have more confidence. Do you think that Kansas could take care of St. John's, or do you think Missouri could take care of Texas Tech? Texas Tech, obviously, maybe I'm in the wrong bracket.
No, you're there.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Missouri would have to play Texas Tech, who's the 3 seed.
Yep.
Missouri the 6 seed, right? Because everything in the first round equals 17. Everything in the second round, if it goes according to plan, should equal 9, right? 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 7. Easy. So the 7 would play the 2, Kansas and St. John's, and the 3 and the 6, Texas Tech and Missouri. I think I would have more faith that Missouri would handle Texas Tech more than I think Kansas would handle St. John's.
I think so too. That St. John's defense would be locked down. I mean, you'd have to have Zeke Mayo like he was in the tournament recently, just flamethrower.
Right. And it would be great for not only us, for fans, to imagine what next weekend could possibly be, because sometimes in this industry, our boss will tell us, don't focus on this week, focus on this month.
Mm-hmm.
And this month, we know that a week from today is opening day in Kansas City.
Woohoo! Finally.
Right? Royals will play. Caglione won't be there, even though he hit a home run yesterday to put the team up. Love that guy. Love you, Dad. And I think the other thing about it is you would have the potential of having opening day, Missouri versus Kansas, Royals roundtable with Michael Massey and Kyle Isbell and Josh Vernier at Hollywood Casino, and you bring all of that together. Like a Venn diagram, right? One side is Kansas, one side is Missouri, but in the middle is the Royals and 96.5. Everybody gets to come together. It's beautiful. But the reality of it happening is about 2%, in my opinion. I just don't think both of them can get there. I don't think that, let alone, I think one might get to the Sweet 16, but definitely I don't think both of them will. But this is the part of the bracket where before we go in, similar to the NFL season, you look at the schedule, you're like, I think they'll go 12-5.
Yeah.
Okay, pick the 5 losses. And you go through it and you're like, okay, Atlanta, Buffalo, probably one to a divisional opponent. We'll say the Chargers on the road. This is where we look at the bracket and we're like, man, we all become experts. We all think this way or this way. But I think in reality, if we're all having a sane conversation with each other, no one truly believes that Missouri and Kansas could play each other in the Sweet 16. But the hope and the wish and the want to have it makes it so much fun. And the fact that one plays at 6:10, the other one plays at 6:35, which I believe, Mac, should be the start of the evening slate, which means they should start on time. But I could be wrong.
I think you're right. There's like an hour, like a 40-minute kind of gap between start times with those games. Yeah, those should be tipping off right when they say they are. And it's nice because you have that little gap. One will get to halftime.
Right.
The other one will have a little bit more left in the first half. Second half will start. KU or an MU will be at halftime.
Because the game before Arkansas and Kansas is Wofford and Tennessee. Wofford and Tennessee are in the Midwest bracket. Kansas is in the West.
Mm-hmm.
They don't play in the same place.
Yeah.
Kansas playing in Wichita. So you would think that at 6:10, that game should tip right away. Missouri and Drake, they're also in the West bracket, but they're playing outside of which they're not playing in the same area. So they should technically play right after the 6 o'clock news. This is what it's all about.
This is it.
This is why when I was a kid, the potential of something like this happening is what really gets your juices flowing.
because it's local schools, the potential of what could be. And I think for one day, maybe this is a hot take.
Hit me. Hot take alert.
I think Kansas fans are wanting Mizzou to win, and I think Mizzou fans are wanting Kansas to win.
I was asking you that. Yeah, I feel like they should, right?
Right.
This is the time where you should root for each other. Like, let's meet each other. I want to be the one to eliminate you.
And I don't know if it was, I think it was 2014. I don't think it was 2015. I could be wrong. But the Cardinals and the Royals were both in the NLCS and ALCS, I believe. And it was like, hey, Cardinals, go do your job. Hey, Royals, go do your job. And then when we do get the eventual pairing against each other, then it's gloves off, shirts off, let's knock each other
let's
out.
Go.
And I think that's where fandoms of opposite sides of hatred come together in this weird unity of sports, right? Like, to me, there's nothing better than watching a Missouri fan root for Kansas, and then you ask, what the hell are you doing? You've got a Paulo Linney Missouri jersey on from the 90s. Why are you wanting Kansas to win this game? Because I want them to make it to the Sweet 16 so we can beat their you-know-what and have the bragging rights. Ergo, the other side, hey, you're wearing an Eric Chenoweth jersey. Why are you rooting for Missouri to win? Because I want them to make it to the Sweet 16 so we can get revenge after they beat us this year. There's nothing better than the rivalry of Missouri and Kansas when it comes to college sports locally. We all want that. We want to watch that. We want to feel that. We want to live that. Since they're now in different conferences, they only play each other once a year. So we're all hoping that these two teams can win this weekend. I don't think it happens. Like I said, I think the likelihood of it happening is like 2%.
Of both of them winning this week? Oh, yeah, both games.
Both getting through both games.
Yes.
Right? Now, I know Sidney Thomas, the babe, has Missouri in the national championship.
I saw that.
A best above the rest is where she has Mizzou. But dear God, Daddy, can we please, maybe, for one time, hit some sort of good luck in college basketball and have KU. They got to beat Arkansas, and they got to beat St. John's.
St. John's.
The Gabagoo. And then Missouri's got to beat Drake, and then they got to beat Texas Tech. To be fair, I think Missouri has the easier route.
For sure.
Easy is a lame word to use. But when it's compared to Kansas's route, I think Missouri has a better chance of getting to the Sweet 16. So in reality, if I could have like the Millennial Trophy, give me one of at least of them to get to the Sweet 16, even though I don't want any of them if one doesn't make it. But man, what a day that'll be. Next Thursday or Friday if it happens.
So percentage chance they both win both games. You're putting it at 2. Give me percentage chance they both win tonight.
51.
All right. I was wondering where we were going to be in relation to 50. Okay.
I favor it, but barely.
Just.
For both of them to win. One of them will win.
One of them's winning.
One of them will 100% win.
One of them's winning.
Gun to my head, I put it to Missouri.
I think so, too.
I think they take care of Drake. I just think they're bigger, they're faster. We listened to Ron Slade talk about it. I think Cruz is a wild card for Missouri. He's big, he's lengthy, he gives you good minutes. If Mitchell isn't 100%, he can spell Mitchell. Caleb Grill, I think he can get hot. He's been cold the last couple of games, had some time to reflect.
Which kind of bodes well.
Back home.
Yep.
Right?
I kind of like
Bates
that.
is good. He's a leader. He's the kind of guy that you want that gets into this game that's relaxed, confident, calm, cool, collected, all the C's. And then Missouri just kind of uses that and moves on. Seems like a good year for Missouri. I don't think it's a year where they move out of the first round of the tournament. If they do, then we hear the email again. We pissed off that one person. That person is the Lord.
We've got KU fans texting in. 620 says, hell no. F Mizzou.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You mean to tell me you wouldn't want to see them in the Sweet 16 with
That's
the
what I'm
possibility
saying.
to beat them?
Like, you want to beat them, though,
Come on.
right? In the Sweet 16? That's way better than watching them lose to whoever Drake.
See, and I don't think this is the perfect case scenario from the 785.
Okay.
Perfect scenario, KU wins tonight against Arkansas. Misery loses. KU fans get to rub it in Misery's face. That's just, I don't like that. That's fun if you're a fan of Kansas, but if you're a fan of what could be, you really want to rub it in Missouri's face? The team that was better than you, the team that was great, and then you beat them in the Sweet 16? Missouri fans will not forget about that for a decade.
And you'll be able to talk about it forever.
House money.
Yep.
From the 913, the problem with an eventual KU-Missouri matchup is that it prevents a Patino-Cal rivalry, which is round 32. Yeah, and it also would kill my futures bet of St. John's winning the whole time.
We can't all win, 913.
But again, I would sacrifice a $16 bet and 54 cents to see Missouri and KU in the Sweet 16. I would give my Lance Armstrong for KU-Missouri in the Sweet 16. I would give a Jamie Lannister hand for KU and Missouri in the Sweet 16. Chop it off.
Damn.
They got prosthetics that make them look real.
That's true. They're pretty good.
I keep my right. You can take the left.
From the 660, Mizzou fan here, a root for KU, would love nothing more to send Hunter home crying.
Sit down. We have work to do. Because everybody's talked about your damn show all morning. You thief of joy. Mr. Alex Gold is in the studio. I'm not really that mean. I'm just weird. Can you do me a favor, Gold?
What's up?
Can you please, and can you pot this down so people can hear, and please go slow. Where can they find this effing link to your guys'
Golly.
Dear Lord.
Oh, show.
I will shut up. Give the damn people the link and where they need to go for this damn bracket.
So we have the Cody and Gold Bracket Challenge. Dusty, you were in it last year. I think you're in it again this year. If you were in it last year, by the way, those that are listening, you're already in it this year. You just go back to the CBS Sports app or website. You're already in the Cody and Gold Bracket Challenge. And if you weren't in it a year ago, you can, during our show, text in during our show, as in 30 minutes, don't bug Mac, in 30 minutes, Drew will send you a link, or you can go on Twitter or X and DM at Drew B. Nix, at Drew, the letter B, Nix, and he will give you the link to join. We appreciate those of you. We've got a little prize pack, free wings for a year from Jefferson's, etc. for the winner.
We're going to go to Jefferson's today.
You guys are?
Yeah, we're headed out there.
We have the luxury of...
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Look, I brought in the TV.
You're good, though.
It'll help a little bit, but
Yeah,
I'll be completely honest. These 2 days, you guys are probably the same way. Like Thursday and Friday, everybody loves it, right? It's incredible. Some of the best days in sports. I can't stand that I'm on the air during the games. I'll be honest. I would rather be on, though, still from 10 to 2 during it than the late afternoon slate when you got everything going on. Because
they got to race home to get to the action.
Yeah, like for us, the Creighton-Louisville game starts at, 11:15 or 11:10. So we'll have that game and then another one at 11:40. So we'll have 2 games that are going on and wrapping up right towards the end of our show.
Right.
So we'll have some fun bets for the first half just so we can sweat while we're on the air.
But where I can also give you a little bit of positivity is it makes your show go lightning quick.
True.
I mean, you're
Very
giving
true.
updates at the 15s or whatever it is. You're watching the game. You don't even need to have a rundown today. It just says tournament.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff planned, obviously, around the tournament. We'll work in some Royal stuff as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Like this first game, for example, right out of the gate, you got to have a bet, I feel like, if you're going to bet on the first game just to get you going. And so one of our show bets and one of the bets I like that I looked up, just, I like betting on trends, and doesn't mean that they solely bet on trends, but Louisville and Creighton. So this season, Louisville is 21-2 against the first half spread. They are 1.5-point favorites in the first half against Creighton. I don't know if they're going to end up winning the game. We don't need that. We just need the first half minus 1.5. So in 23 games, they've covered first half spreads by 5 points per game. So that's one of my favorite bets just to get us started right away today.
What about a race to 10 bet with that one? Since they're in their home court, I know those are like no run first inning bets.
Yeah. I don't have one of those, but if you're really wanting just something to get you going immediately, you can do the race to 10. There's even the most degenerate, ridiculous bet. Please bet responsibly.
Yeah.
You can bet how many points we scored in the first minute of the game if you just want to get it going immediately.
Yeah. So I had a take. I don't know if it's true or not. You're a KU alum.
Yeah.
You hate Missouri.
I don't like them.
Right. Missouri fans and alums hate Kansas.
Sure.
You're rooting for Missouri to win today.
Well, I have money on them, so yes.
Outside of that, because you would love nothing more than that Sweet 16 matchup.
Well, so a couple things.
Now, I gave it a 2% chance of happening.
Yeah. So full disclosure on this. So you were correct that today I do want Missouri to win because I have money on it. Now, family-wise, actually, my brother-in-law went to Drake undergrad, and he's taking the nephews to Wichita today, and they're all wearing Drake gear. So there is part of me that wouldn't mind Drake winning because I have some family members that went to school there, right? So that's a little bit separate for me personally. But in general, yes, a Sweet 16 Kansas-Missouri matchup would be incredible. I think both are winning tonight. I think Kansas and Missouri are winning, and they will advance to the round of 32 on Saturday.
Okay. Do you love the matchup against Arkansas?
Love it? No, because it's still Coach Cal. It's still a Power 5 team. But I said this before the brackets came out. I would so much rather be facing an SEC or Power 5 school than if you told me Kansas was look at the other 10 seeds or even look at some of the other 11 seeds. Like if Kansas was playing a Drake or a Utah State or some of these mid-major schools, I would be far more worried. The one reason why I'm not as concerned about Arkansas, and you guys can play this back tomorrow and KU gets upset and everybody can make fun of me, that's fine. But like the reason why I like the matchup is Arkansas, 2 of their best players have been hurt. They're getting one back. I don't know how much he's going to play. The other one's not coming back. And this is not an Arkansas team that just shoots lights out from 3. That's always been the issue. Like, oh, boy, they're going to shoot lights out. I believe they're 200th or so in the country in three-point shooting. So that usually doesn't scream upset. But we know for Kansas the key is Hunter Dickinson has to show up. If he shows up in this game, I think they'll be fine tonight.
Yeah, I brought the analogy up of like baseball, right? You play 162 games all year. The manager is irrelevant. You get to the playoffs, the manager's role becomes very efficient. Kind of like in March Madness, right? Like the regular season, Bill Self's there. He's got to do his thing. But when the tournament starts, those X's and O's becomes A's and B's. Like you have to nail it. And there's nobody better out of a timeout than Bill Self. There's nobody that kind of knows more. Because like there'll be times if KU's getting ran early, he'll just burn all timeouts to get the focus back. A lot of coaches do that. So I take Bill Self over Calipari. By the way, they're head-to-head 6-6.
They are. But
so
I do think tonight
something's going to buck that trend.
I do think tonight, considering where Cal is trending, and there was an article out or column out today about his legacy, and like it's kind of on an interesting track right now. He if he loses in the first round again, all of a sudden his legacy gets a little weird, right? Just considering how it ended in Kentucky and everything. But he's 20-3 straight up. Coach Cal is in the round of 64, but recently he's 1-2 in the first round over the last 3 years. So he hasn't fared as well in the first round. Kansas, when they are favorites in the opening round, they typically straight up fare well. They don't cover. They're 2-7 in their last 9 NCAA tournament games as an at-large bid. Kansas today, depending on where you're looking at, is at 4.5, 5. Yeah, depending on the book, 4.5, 5-point favorite or so. Over the last 6 tournaments, Bill Self 7-12 against the spread. Something's got to give
he's
here,
like
though.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, they don't cover.
Yeah.
KU fans don't care about a cover tonight. They just need a win outright.
What's your take on over-unders in rounds 64?
Yeah, so a couple things with the totals. I put out a video 2 days ago where if you're a massive favorite, there's some trends when it comes to total. So if you take a look at a couple of the teams, I think there's a few today. There's obviously a couple more. If you are a team that has a pretty sizable spread. So
like Auburn's like 33.5.
Yeah, 15.5, 16.5 point spread. I'm pulling up the numbers in front of me because I did it in the video the other day. But typically the over is a solid bet, right? So for example, I guess I don't have it in front of me anymore. I apologize. But the numbers, there was a string of records. If you go and look on our social media, there's a video from 2 days ago. Spreads of 15.5 and more if you're a favorite. If the total is 129 or below, the overs hit at a 65% clip. So that's what I would go through and look. What games today qualify with a favorite of more than 15.5 points? And then how many of those have a total in the 140s, 130s, or 120s? And any of those, if you are betting across the board, you will be profitable. Doesn't mean every single one's going to hit, but you will be profitable. It's one of the, when we talk about trends, you can't usually just bet the one game on a long trend. It's, hey, if you bet this same formula X amount of times, you will be profitable over time. And that's what we're talking about with this. I apologize, I don't have the number in front of me.
No,
but
you're fine.
There's a video that I broke it down 2 days ago on our social channels.
Go to the Fan 965 on Instagram. So, for instance, today, Houston, 28.5 point favorite.
Look how low that total is.
126.5.
Yeah, I would be taking the over in that game.
Auburn, 32 point favorite. 32.5, over under 149.5. That's flirty.
High. That's high.
It's very high.
That one's high. That one, on that trend, once you get to 150 or above, the return on your investment, it's below 50%. It's not as profitable, so you want to be careful.
So what you would also like is Tennessee versus Wofford. Tennessee 18.5, over under 133.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I would take the
basically,
over.
if I'm doing this correct, you'd assume that like Tennessee would score like 89. The other team just has to score 53.
Yep.
And
you're
there, and they still
low
blow them
totals.
out.
Low totals, big favorites. You know, it's kind of makes sense, right? If you think about just the correlation between the two. For one other thing today, though, my favorite bet actually is UCLA against Utah State. UCLA -5, -5.5, depending on how you're looking. I am fading the Mountain West like no other.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be a Mountain West guy. I covered Boise State out there. They do not fare well in the tournament. It's a pretty well-documented thing at this point in time. They already got destroyed by North Carolina. San Diego State did.
Yeah.
So Mountain West is already 0-1 in this tournament field. I know a lot of people want to pick Colorado State to be the 5-12 upset today.
They got a baller on their team.
They do. I think Memphis will beat them. I think UCLA cruises past Utah State today.
Okay. So you have Utah State going past UCLA. That is a 10-7 upset in my bracket. Give me a 12-5 upset.
So 12-5.
You got San Diego over Michigan, maybe?
I do not have that one. I'm fading the public on that one.
Liberty, Oregon?
That's my 5-12 upset. I have Liberty winning that. My, I guess if we're going further down to some of the long shots, my team that I have going the furthest that might surprise you is BYU. Now, they're a 6 seed. They're not a double digit.
They're fast and they can score quickly.
And there's people that are picking them to lose today to VCU. I don't see it, but BYU I have in the Elite Eight taking on Duke. I also, probably my most surprising long shot, I have New Mexico going to the Sweet 16, which means they're going to beat Marquette, which means they beat Michigan State as well.
Who's your Final Four?
Final Four in front of me. Let's see. What did I end up doing? Remember, brackets challenge that we have. I have Auburn. Let's see. Yeah, Auburn, Texas Tech.
Okay.
Duke, Houston.
Okay.
Duke, Texas Tech, and the Natty.
I've got Auburn, St. John's. That we now have called it St. Don's.
Okay.
Because you know for a fact, if Bill Self and Patino play each other in the next round, he's wearing the white suit.
I think he saves that for like a Final Four.
Against
he already
Bill
wore
Self?
it once. I think he saves it for a Final Four. I don't think that white suit is packed for opening weekend.
Okay. St. Don's versus Auburn, and then I got Duke versus Tennessee.
Yeah, look, I know Duke is chalky as heck.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just...
They never make it.
If you're in a massive bracket pool, there's some thought that you just don't take Duke to win because you're hoping that everybody takes Duke, right? There's a difference between if you're I bet Houston to win the title, but that's because I got them at 8-1.
Right.
Before. I don't have them winning in my bracket. The bracket and betting are two different things. But
I've got St. John's winning the title in both because they're 28-1.
There you go.
That's when the white suit comes out.
For sure.
Your run is over. Welcome to the show. What do you guys got coming up today on Cody and Gold?
Obviously, ton of bracket stuff. We'll be talking KUMU. We've got Tim Murray from VSiN joining us at 10:30 out in Vegas to get some more betting advice from him. And, of course, we'll be keeping an eye on these first couple games throughout the day, man.
One more time. Tell me where to find the bracket.
Be sure to text in coming up in 20 minutes to 913-586-7965 or Twitter at Drew B. Nix. He'll DM you the link. Cody and Gold Bracket Challenge.
Okay.
Thanks,
Somebody
man.
says no problem. Thank you. Somebody says I've messaged Drew so many times on Twitter and he's still not responding with the link.
I'll go get on him right now.
Trash of the day, Drew Nixon. I'm kidding. That'll come up here in a little bit later. Thanks, Alex Gold. Appreciate the time. We wrap this show up and give you our Final Four winners on the other side, even though I've already done it here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Hello, I am fabulous.
Oh, you mean like Kansas Lottery's Fabulous Fortune instant ticket fabulous?
I mean, like I speak 5 languages and come from old money fabulous.
Oh, well, Fabulous Fortune can lay some new money on you. 4 chances at $500,000 to be exact.
Talk more.
Fabulous Fortune also gives you a second chance at $500,000 with the Play On app.
I think I've been out fabulous.
Really?
No.
Okay, play Fabulous Fortune. See KSLottery.com for details.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rush? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer? You want the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. That's KCPI, the Kansas City Proton Institute. KCPI has a full suite of the most advanced imaging and treatment technology necessary to localize high-intensity proton beams. That's a critical part of maximizing cure rates while minimizing recovery time and long-term side effects. Proton therapy provides patients with the most advanced form of radiation treatments for cancer. It destroys cancer cells with supreme accuracy, reducing the risk of harmful side effects. KCPI has Kansas City's first and only system that uses pencil beam technology, resulting in precision targeting and less radiation to your surrounding healthy tissue. Proton therapy is now available in the comfort of an office at KCPI, making it more efficient and affordable than a hospital. So contact KCPI for the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. Don't wait. Get precision technology with the highest safety measures with KCPI. Online at kcpi.com.
Get ready for the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship, March 20th through the 25th at Municipal Auditorium in KC. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. Don't miss out on nonstop college basketball action. Budget-friendly tickets are available now at NAIAHoops.com.
It's Barry, who had the hot hand from 3 in the first half. They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it up. Impossible. How did he do that? There's more. Game with 4.7. Going to go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship. Rifles it right in front of us to Abdul Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win! The three-pointer by Jordan Poole.
Again with the ball in his hands. In the paint. Floater. Short. Got it back. Ties it with 3. Gonzaga has time to do something. Suggs for the win. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Unbelievable!
That one. Kansas has made only 2 threes on the night. They must make one here to extend the game. Collins driving, almost lost the handle. Chalmers for the tie. Got it in 2 seconds. Unbelievable.
Oh, I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
I got goosebumps.
Oh, woo. Gosh, that Carolina-Villanova game.
That one was crazy.
Mario's miracle. Oh. Derrick Rose's face.
Yeah.
Julian Wright underneath the basketball goal watching it.
Dude, I got goosebumps. I'm excited for today.
And you know we're getting some of that today.
We're getting something like that today,
Something's happening like that today. Something like that's happening tomorrow.
That's what's crazy. Like, you know that's going to happen.
You just don't know when.
You don't know when.
It's like
you look away. Bang!
It's like date night. You know you're getting laid.
Yep.
You just don't know what time. It could be a quick dinner getting home because you nailed it at the service.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it's one of them post, Green Lady Lounge sessions.
Exactly.
Let's get out of here. It's 1 a.m. This place closes at 3.
I've had enough sidecars. Anymore, I'm going to be in the side of the car. God, I love the March Madness tournament.
Oh, I can't wait, man. This has got to rank. I mean, we did it, right? We did it. March Madness is top 3 sports.
Yeah.
Sporting events.
I mean, there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
And
today,
Jefferson's in Lenexa in about an hour.
That's right. Myself and Mac will be up there. I think Maloney's going to join us.
Let's go, Rob.
So if you want to see the man, the myth, the legend, and why he is the bald warrior, you'll understand. You'll see that, Daddy, and be like, oh, makes sense now.
I ain't messing with him.
Or you can go to the Landing in Liberty.
Of course.
The Ben Maller chicken strips, Big Bob's pretzels. If you're a growing boy, you can go to the Landing in Liberty and get a bunch of food items there, but we will be at Jefferson's today. Watching the game with our guy, Nick Price. I haven't seen Nick in a while. I texted him yesterday. I said, hey, where are you going to be at? He said, Lenexa. I said, so will I. Really? Where? I said, Jefferson's. No way.
Really?
So we'll be hanging out. Me, Mac, Benjamin Button.
Benjamin's a good guy.
Yeah. He always keeps you cool.
He does.
So, yeah. That's right. All right. So our Final Four, we gave everybody our region winners. I've got University of Auburn, the War Eagles, making it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Playing the St. Don's of the Big East and Patino. On the other side, I have John Shire and Duke of the ACC, the 1 seed, playing Tennessee Max Volunteers in the Final Four.
Good job.
I've got St. Don's at a plus 28-1. 28-1 odds to go to the national title and win it. I've got St. John's upsetting Auburn in the Final Four.
Okay.
Going to the national championship
to
play the Duke Blue Devils and John Shire.
Damn it.
That's right. He gets out of the shadows of Coach K.
Yeah.
He is then the guy that can just go forward. There's no more shadow of Coach K. Duke plays St. Don's, and the St. Don's and Rick Pitino, the story of the year, comes full circle, and he cuts down the nets in the white suit, and Rick Pitino wins me $462. Lots of bias, but my Final Four, St. Don's versus the University of Auburn, Duke versus the University of Tennessee, with our national championship on April 7th in the Alamo Dome. St. Don's over Duke.
St. Don's. Okay, Patino in that white suit. I've got, on that same side of the bracket, Michigan State and Florida. I've got actually the Dons losing in the Sweet 16 to Texas Tech.
Hate to see it.
Got Florida going all the way, beating Michigan State. I've got them in the national championship. On the other side, I've got Alabama and Tennessee. It's an SEC rivalry. They're both good at football. There might now be basketball schools. Yeah. There's no bias in this bracket, though. Give me the Vols over Alabama. They roll the Tide. And then maybe an even bigger rivalry in Knoxville. Florida versus Tennessee down there in Gainesville. Give me the Volunteers. Give me Rick Barnes. We got experts?
Yep.
Okay.
No way Scarface wins. Well, he's not Fredo. He's Don Corleone. Don Caglione went yard last night. We talked about that a week from today.
About a week ago.
Those Kansas City Royals without Caglione will be here in Kansas City playing opening day tonight, 6 o'clock. Vern's Hot Stove. Remember Monday when he told us that George Brett and Caglione were having a conversation? I wonder if that gets brought up tonight on Vern's Hot Stove at 6 o'clock. You'll get Logan and Julio. And they'll be on After Hours from 7 to 9. Again, look, every show is going to keep you updated with March Madness. We had fun doing it today. I love this week. We get to do the same thing tomorrow. We get to dive in on Missouri versus Kansas. Did Missouri win? Did Kansas win?
How does this go?
Do I win my bet against the texture that says neither one of these teams are winning tonight? What do you want to bet? Whatever you want. You lose, sir? I want breakfast tomorrow.
Yes, please. That'd actually be great.
I want an all-star special. I don't care how far you live from the station or Waffle House. Both teams aren't losing tonight. I want breakfast.
Bring me breakfast.
And I know you're still listening. I want an all-star special. I want them smothered, covered, peppered, and diced. I want sausage. I want bacon. I want a chocolate chip waffle. I want to get fat, Daddy, because I want to soak in my wins.
Take a normal waffle, please, but yes.
Or you can do what Anthony Bourdain says and get the slivered almonds on the waffle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if Bourdain says it, then I'll trust it.
Yeah.
Total G.
No doubt about it. God, I love this weekend, man.
Let's make some money today.
in.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's make some money today.
Had a bonus bet because of the horrible backdoor bad beat cover last night. Texas +3 in the over. Texas was up by 13 with 7 minutes left. There's no other way to get introduced to the tournament and betting than to get your absolute face punched. Watching it so much, I'm like on the DraftKings app because it's ahead, knowing they missed the free throws, knowing they did this, and I'm just going, oh, God. And then you got your buddy Matt going, oh, my God, I just bet Xavier money line. Let's go. Did you forget about the bet we made today? Sure did.
Sure did.
Out there trying to catch lightning with Benjamin Franklin.
Made $25.
Yeah, good for you. Could have won 116 and bought us lunch. Where does your authority lie? It should lie here on 96.5 The Fan. Hey, I'll tell you what. We had a lot of fun today.
That was awesome.
And we don't have fun if we don't have you guys.
100%.
Because you guys are nice and you're kind. So go do the same thing throughout the day, throughout the weekend. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay safe, stay kind. Mac and I'll talk to you one more time this week together on 96.5 The Fan. Cody Gold and Drew up next from 10 to 2. See ya.